Yo, this is Conan. You're listening to World of Wrestling Podcast with Tax and Rich. Boom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the World of Wrestling Podcast. My name is Rich, and as always, I'm joined by my good buddy, Tax Williams.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I've had a very corporate day today in my day job where I've been at the East Kent ploughing match.
Oh, what the fuck is that?
Basically, people get ploughs, attach it to either current or historic agricultural equipment, and plough a field.
Banging.
There was also terrier racing and welly throwing.
So, we've got a few things to announce, firstly. We're now on Spotify, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really happy about that. Like, it's something I just hadn't even thought to apply for, but since having this Spotify Premium with my new phone, I was like, there's podcasts on here as well as just music. So, yeah, like, that's a big platform for us to be on. So
definitely.
I'm pretty chuffed about that. On the side note, we're now going to be adding the podcast to as many other platforms that we've missed. I don't think there's many, but if you are listening to this and, you know, you want us to be on a platform that we're not on, maybe an app you use or something, then definitely give us a shout, you know?
Yeah, we want to be as available to anyone. And again, as always, if you like what we're doing, just give us a like, give us a share, tell a friend.
Yeah, sure. World of Wrestling Podcast, World of Wrest Pod and Twitter are the best places to find us, you know? We recorded episode 50 this week.
We did. So obviously we've been away for the last couple of weeks, real life bits, but last week we were recording something for both audio and visual pleasure last week.
Should we announce it now? I think we should.
Let's head, because we're only 3 episodes away from releasing it.
Exactly, yeah. So, we went and did a wrestling what do we call it? A wrestling training session?
A wrestling training session at SCPW Wrestling at the SCPW Academy.
With Coach Wicked.
Yeah.
Who was amazing.
Oh.
This is my first ever wrestling lesson. It's kind of like more of a recap, a refresher for you, I'd say.
Yeah, it was good to be back in there, because I think we'll cover on episode 50. It's the first time I've been actively doing a decent amount of wrestling in a ring for a good period of time, for about a year and a half out.
Sure.
And obviously it was your first time even stepping in a wrestling ring.
Indeed. I always had that little bit of like respect in the back of my head that if I'm never going to step in a ring unless I'm going to actually try it, you know what I mean? And there was definitely opportunities to get in a ring, but I was always like, no, it's fine. That's for the wrestlers, you know what I mean? That's for the professionals, and I'm not a professional to say the least. I would say Coach Wicked was amazing. He was so good, and we're going to go over it in episode 50, obviously. But if you want to be a pro wrestler, you want to go get fit, you just want to go do training, scpw.co.uk, go find Coach Wicked, Matt Huntley, Mr. Wicked, whatever it is, on socials, send him a message. Go learn from the dude. He's fucking incredible. I had such a good time, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, we booked him for a couple of hours. We didn't leave there till about 8 o'clock. We started about 5:15.
He went an above and beyond for us. He really did.
Really top bloke. And obviously, you know, I'm very privileged to be part of SCPW, and I was really happy that we got to get you in a ring.
Yeah, man. I learned very quickly cardio is very important for wrestling. If you want to see a fat guy blown up, wait for episode 50 because you're going to enjoy it. Like, I'm going to put in all the good bits, all the embarrassing bits, like it's going to be a real good watch. So what we're going to do is there's going to be a documentary style thing, a vlog, however the kids call it nowadays, you know, that's going to be on YouTube where you see all the visuals of what we did, how we did it. But then the idea is that me and you are also going to record like an audio track that will be the podcast kind of accompaniment for that YouTube video. So that should make some really good listening, good watching for episode 50. You can watch them separately, you can watch them together, do whatever you want. It gives you options as a listener. Yeah. So I'm pretty chuffed with this idea. I'm really looking forward to having it finished.
Really good. And also, again, big thanks to Nick, who got in touch with us on social media. He's requested an episode of Raw from 1993. We're not going to give away which one it is just yet, but we're probably going to do that in 2 weeks' time.
I think that's the plan, yeah.
Yeah, for episode 49. So, again, like Nick, he found us on Facebook. He sent us a message. But if you want us to cover any wrestling, it doesn't matter what promotion. It could be a current promotion. It could be a defunct promotion. It could be from the 80s. It could be from the 70s. It could be, you know, present day. Let us know. If there's a show that you want us to cover, or there's a memory in wrestling around a time you'd like us to cover, let us know. Send us a message and we're happy to cover it for you.
As long as it's like a full show that we can really delve into, then absolutely I'm ready for it. So just get in contact. I'd love more recommendations. You know, there's definitely stuff out there I want to see, but like I'm more interested to see what other people are going to throw at us, you know?
Yeah, and we've had a brief look through what this episode that Nick suggested for us.
It looks awesome.
Looks really awesome. Good. So Nick, thanks very much for suggesting it, and we hope we do it justice in a couple of weeks' time.
Okay, cool. Last thing on the agenda, go buy a t-shirt on Amazon, help us out, you know.
Yeah.
Just search worldofwrestlingpodcast.com. You'll find our awesome CM Punk rip-off t-shirt. It's pretty cool.
I was going to point out that none of us wore it on episode 50. It would have been a great advertising
Oh, that'd be a
thing.
nice idea, really. Fat guy, white t-shirt. Yeah, we need a black design out there to help the fat lads, But anyway.
One other thing, which
Go
so some people who have followed this podcast have obviously found SCPW through obviously my association with it. We had our previous event, well, our most recent event on Sunday, which has gone. My God, the what can I describe as the most controversial finish in SCPW history? It's going to be up on YouTube in the next week or so, but my God. If you are a promoter of a wrestling promotion, Mr. Wicked, sort out your fucking admin. Because if people don't resign as senior referees, Jesus Christ, chaos can unfold.
Just to clarify, this narrative we're talking about, not legitimate.
No.
We're not bad-mouthing the promotion because it's one of my favourite promotions in the world.
No,
right now.
storyline-wise,
if
you have followed the promotion, it's so nice to actually be able to hark back to things that have gone past. It's really nice that as a promotion, even as a local promotion, we hark back to things that were 1-2 years ago that even come in. I know Progress did this recently with I know a lot of people
differently, but
I know a lot of people. Again, Progress have been very good to us as well. But their most recent event, Still Chasing, with their main event, where they hark back to almost a year prior. That's something that everyone forgotten because Eddie Dennis had retired from the Indies, so that contract had disappeared. Well, nothing like killing your main event and making everyone go home going, all right. Hi, guys.
Let's move on to today's episode. So that's a lot of admin we got through this week, but it is what it is.
May I mention our sponsorship with Blue Chew?
Get your dick hard.
Smash some cooter.
So, we're doing WWF's Raw from the 7th of June, 1999. This is the third and final chapter of our Ministry of Darkness trilogy. It has been quite the journey, Mr. Williams, is it not?
Well, considering this all the original ministry started forming around Christmas 1998, and we've gone all the way through WrestleMania. We didn't cover the Big Boss Man hanging in the Hell in a Cell. Where everyone didn't want him to spin around and see the little harness attached to the noose and...
Don't spoil it.
You can see it
give away industry tricks.
And Edge got caught because they couldn't pull his pulley up, so he was just sat at the top of the arena spinning round.
If you want to check this episode out on the network, it's episode 315 of Raw is War. Okay, so let's just start where we are. So we're at the Fleet Center, aka the TD Garden, home of the Celtics and the Bruins. Come on, boys, in Boston, Massachusetts. We've got an attendance of 13,430 in a 20,000 seat arena, which is a bit like, are there lots of empty seats? Because I saw none empty seats on the show.
I think we're very much either we've tarped off the top level, or it's just... Imagine how big the Raw entranceway was back in the day.
Sure.
So it's really chunky. They had all their backstage stuff there.
I wonder whether they cut off that quarter. That makes sense. I think maybe the arena's grown in size over the years as well.
I think so.
So I might be wrong. It's hard to find the specific date, the attendance and capacities and such, but it is what it is. This is broadcast live on the USA Network, doing a 6.7 rating, which is fucking insane. That's a lot of people watching.
Yeah.
And our commentary team are... JR and Jerry the King Pedophile. I mean, Laura, sorry. It's so good having these two on commentary.
This is back in the day when JR and King were spectacular. They were into the product. They still both had access to grind. I mean, Jerry Lawler in general was always a bitter son of a gun, and JR through his wadding, WCW were trying to put us out of business. And this was still very much a time, we haven't covered it too much in the last couple of episodes of this trilogy, where everyone is very much like, I am a WWE guy, I am here, I'm going to give you everything I've got to beat WCW. And this is the time where
it feels
they
like
really
a war.
were.
It feels like an absolute war between these two promotions, and these guys they're loyal, it feels like.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt.
Less so than WCW roster, I would say.
Yeah, WCW, this is the time where obviously you're getting ready in a few months' time for the Jericho jump from there. And Jericho has always said, I think it was in the Monday Night Wars documentary, that coming over from WCW, it was all black and white. Probably not an NWO reference. And then when you come to Raw, you just see colour because it's bright, it's in your face, and everyone's got a say in what they do. Whereas not so much in current day WWE, where they're all playing video games and not giving a shit, because AEW's meant they've all got lovely downside guarantees. Hi, Gallows and Anderson.
Fair enough.
But yeah, having JR and King on commentary in the late 90s, this was prime. I still think, personally, Heyman and JR on commentary, it's always been my favourite Attitude Era commentary duo.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Yeah.
But they will still never touch Heenan and Monsoon.
Like 90% of my childhood memories of watching Raw are JR and King on commentary. Yeah. So this is just nostalgia through and through for me. Like again, I prefer Heenan as a commentator. There's actually some modern guys I think are more listenable than these two. But the heel face dynamic, the old school wrestling guys, you know what I mean? It just really works for me.
Absolutely beautiful. And I think as well,
so much better than Cole.
Yeah.
Especially this time.
I love Michael Cole, the interviewer, which we'll get to on this episode. But I also, just to again set the scene. So the last two episodes we've covered, we've had essentially the kidnapping of Stephanie McMahon. We've then had the formation of the corporate ministry. We're now like a few weeks further into the ministry, and we're just 2 weeks past when Undertaker won the world title at Over the Edge, which was the first time WWE had done one of these shows which wasn't deemed an In Your House show. This would have been, I think it was the 23rd of May 1999. That show will always be remembered not for Austin dropping the belt to The Undertaker because the McMahons got involved, but sadly due to the horrific accident for Owen Hart and Owen Hart passing.
Sure. A show we will never cover.
No.
Yeah.
And the following day, obviously they had the tribute show to Owen Hart, so that would have been the 24th of March.
I remember being a kid and just bawling my eyes out.
Oh, it's awful. And just watching Jeff Jarrett on his little tribute thing, it was heartbreaking. Even Jeff Jarrett on the show, still going out and working. I know we're never going to cover this show, but while we're here at this period of time,
cool.
I still don't see why WWE didn't just stop that show.
Yeah, fucking A, they should have. Yeah, absolutely. Owen's one of my all-time favourites, and is one of the saddest moments of my life. It really is, you know.
And the fact that they carried on anyway. Great. So then the next thing out, Jeff Jarrett, who was really close to Owen, had to go and wrestle the next match in a ring that he'd seen his close friend fall from the rafters into.
Yeah, he just saw his friend die, essentially.
And as soon as JR had announced, because I remember watching this live, and JR announced that Owen Hart had died, I thought, okay, they dimmed the lights. I was like, okay, brilliant. Cut the feed. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Done. No, we'll just carry on the pay-per-view. And I think that's still another reason why they got sued by Martha Hart.
Yeah, beyond my understanding a little bit, I just don't want anything to do with it at this point.
Yeah.
It's horrific. It really is terrible.
So storylines got thrown a bit at this time. So obviously Undertaker was still...
The fact that I watched this without realising that show is what had just happened previously is astonishing kind of testament for how professional a lot of these guys are in the ring, even though they're a mess and a lot of them are drug addicts and they're working 2-3 minute matches at the most, so they've got all this free time to be idiots essentially on the road,
Yeah.
The fact they can come out and put on these shows and get these narratives done and everything,
2 weeks after a colleague and one of the best ever dies in a ring and they're still going out doing what they do. As you said, that's the team unity. A lot of it was like, right, we're going to do this for Owen. We're going to make sure we're going to do this for Owen.
Yeah, sure.
And Vince McMahon made millions of pounds to spite himself.
Well, let's jump into it, shall we? Will we see a match longer than 3 minutes?
Well,
let's find out. So we open up on the Attitude intro that ends with the big thunderclap. Kind of ironic considering the name of the show they're now having to compete with for WCW, I thought. But anyway. And we get a Times New Roman font zooming towards us that reads, last week. A video package from the 10 days prior since episode 2 of our trilogy. Corporate Ministry have Austin tied up in the ropes. The Greater Power unveiled himself to only Austin. And the secret little like, oh, it's me, Austin. But none of us else saw
like a flasher in the street. Show him the good bits.
Sure. Austin stuns everyone in sight. JR finishes this package by going, the moment of truth has arrived. Tonight, the higher power will be revealed. The best Raw music ever.
Yeah.
It's just
I tell you what,
good.
wouldn't it be great? Because
the round and so the big.
If they brought that back, because they're like rebooting Raw next week with the new staging Pyro, wouldn't it be so good if they brought that theme tune back?
Oh, I would love it, but they're never going to do that.
No, it'll
not just for us.
It'll be fucking Sticklebrick. I Nickelback.
Yeah, I got you. It's fine. So basically, Pyro for days, and that Anthrax riff plays as the crowd is again absolutely fucking bonkers. There must be 5,000 signs in the crowd.
Yeah, considering that's like one in 3 per person in the building.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, it looks incredible. Again, I'd be furious if I was standing behind one of those cunts with that sign up the way through the show.
Unless it was a really funny sign. There was a great sign which we'll see later on where Big Show's coming out, and then some bloke held up a sign that said "Your music sucks."
Why would you think to make that sign? That's the one that got me as well. Out of all the signs, I was like, hang on, you made the effort to make a sign just to tell him his music sucks.
On the plus point, one, he's not wrong.
Well, yeah, maybe.
And two, he got the point across because it was memorable for us.
But like, you're not criticizing his wrestling ability or his character. You're just like, the person that made music for you is terrible. Your music sucks.
Jim Johnson probably had a day off.
Oh, poor Jim. Anyway, so JR welcomes us to the show. There's no entrance music. Here comes Vince McMahon. Okay, no no chance in hell.
And no big bollock walk.
Nothing at all. Literally just strolls to the ring. In his black jeans and tank top combo. Like, oh, Vinny, hello.
Someone's been working out. Look at them arms, Vince.
He's ripped. I remember as a kid, like, because he would always wear suits.
Yeah.
Then one day he came out like this, and I was like, what the fuck? He's ripped underneath there, you know?
I bet he wouldn't be wellness policied.
Definitely not. Anyway, so Vince promo to open the show. He says the greater power has been weaving his wicked web of evil. And I'm like, oh, I love the alliteration, Vince. Lovely. Vince speculates about who the greater power is. He name drops Jake the Snake Roberts.
Right, because at the time, this was the big thing on all the wrestling things. Like, Jake Roberts is the higher power. And the fact that, again, Vince in 1999 acknowledged like a Meltzer dirt sheet report.
Right.
And that's why, obviously, the smart fans who were there were like, oh, he said Jake Roberts.
Let's face it, if it was Jake Roberts, that would have been incredible.
Yeah.
As like a mentor to Taker almost, as like the high evil power, like Jake would have been perfect.
Well, I remember telling you that one of my, again, an early wrestling memory of that was when Undertaker turned face against Jake Roberts.
Yeah.
Because when Jake was ready to attack Macho Man with a chair backstage and the Undertaker stopped him.
It led to a match at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I remember.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Jake mark, so I'm biased, but you know, I would have marked so fucking hard if it was Jake Roberts coming out. Anyway, so Vince challenges Shane to a no holds barred match, and he thinks Shane is the higher power for control of the WWF.
Yeah, if you put up your 50%, I'll put up my 50%. Well, if anyone looked at the American version of Company's House, you'd be able to see that those shareholdings are not correct, Vince.
Well, we will find out later. Indeed. So here comes Shane with the rare No Chance in Hell Undertaker Ministry crossover mashup version of his entrance theme. It's pretty cool, man.
It's the best matchup since Nirvana and Destiny's Child.
But like, it's so funny how they've got Shane to do the like Undertaker evil laughing. I quite like it.
No, it fits me.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
So Taker and the whole corporate ministry will unveil the higher power in a few moments. And I was like, hang on. We're starting the show with this unveil. I thought we were going to do it at the end of the show. I'd make you watch until you get to it. But no, they're determined to deliver this like straight away.
I wonder if this is
choice.
Maybe again in comparison to Nitro, it's a case of right, we'll get them hooked now.
Yeah,
we'll get them hooked now. We're going to tell them what to do. We'll go to commercial break and we'll come back and we'll tell them what it is.
I wonder if it actually works because the theory, like, I get it, you know what I mean. But for me, I would, as a fan, if they're just going to unveil who it is at the beginning, I'd watch it and be like, all right, let's go see what's on Nitro. You know?
Yeah, as opposed to let's watch the whole of 2 hours of Nitro and then switch over the last 5 minutes of Raw.
Surely it would have been, well, maybe, but surely it would have been better to go, at some point tonight, we are going to unveil the higher power to make you watch the whole show to see when they're going to unveil it.
But, you know, Vince being quite the arrogant son of a gun will probably think, well, as soon as we get the reveal... people are going to just stay hooked and see what happens next because then they'll be bought in.
No spoilers. Anyway, so JR and Lawler recap from ringside. Match graphic for a Lion's Den match. Fucking hell. Between... Go on, you do it.
I believe his name is spelled JEFFJARRETT, making his return to the world of wrestling.
He won't get off our podcast. Versus Ken Shamrock. Nicole Bass versus Deborah for a women's championship match. And the new WWF Tag Team Champions of the Acolytes versus Gangrel and Edge from the Brood for the tag straps. And Austin chats to what seems to be a completely empty limo out the back.
Yeah.
Did you catch this? Yeah. He's just chatting, like standing in the door of the limo, and there's blatantly no one in that limo. It's just a spot or whatever. Like, this popped me pretty hard. Like, his acting is quite good.
At this stage, I was like, I really hope we get to see the full Brood entrance without him having to crouch down as well.
Yeah, I didn't notice them crouch this time. No, that's pretty good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So, and talking into the dead limo, I mean, How many limo hire companies must have gone out of business after the Attitude Era? Because no one uses limos anymore.
I kind of miss it a little bit. Like, it's a Russo trope that they rely on, the limo arriving out the back or escaping in the limo or just walking through the back. But I like the whole thing of the limo arriving, like, oh, who's in the limo?
Yeah.
Like, let's not WCW it and do it in every segment in between every single match, but,
Limos lost it for me when 7 limos pulled out and that NWO got out of all of them. I was like, nope. Not for me.
Yeah, sure, totally. Reese and Virgil are in them. You're like, oh, everyone can afford them now. So here comes Taker and the whole corporate ministry. Looking back on it, the idea of like a demonic, druid, Satanist stable of corporate sellouts is a bit of a mixed message, really, isn't it?
It's not ideal, isn't it? We're going to kill everyone. Oh, look at the green.
But do your taxes, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's a surreal concept.
And the IRS are really going to be on us if we don't declare our corporate income. Midian sitting there going, fucking hell, what am I going to declare? Tattoos of eyes on the back of my head, probably.
I don't think he's got many possessions, So take a promo. He immediately brings out the higher power. It's greater power, dum-dum. Come on, get it right.
This is the thing, like, they've always referred to it as greater power, but even on, like, the Ford for this show on the network, they refer to it as the higher power.
They don't get this bit right at all. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's the same idea, but, much like with TNA and their Rush for the Gold tournament or whatever it was, like, let's just get the name of it down and promote that. It's just Wrestling 101, right?
Gauntlet for the gold.
Oh, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's TNA. Who cares?
I mean, it shouldn't have been a gauntlet. All right, everyone, stop shitting on the main event.
That's what I didn't think, because it wasn't a gauntlet, was it? Anyway, fucking hell. So Vince, the higher power, it's just about to manages to walk to the ring without tripping up over his velvet robe that's just way too long for him. Purple light floods the ring, as you might expect with an Undertaker segment. The corporate ministry are kneeling as Taker rolls back his eyes in the ring as the guy walks, not Vince, walks down to the ring. It's quite a nice visual. Yeah. Like, they obviously put some lot of effort into planning this, I'd say. Yeah. It's a bit weird, again, seeing all the corporate guys doing the whole Satanist kneeling for the higher power thing. But,
but Triple H didn't.
I swear he did.
I didn't catch it.
Him and China are right down the front kneeling, and I was like, oh, that doesn't seem right, but whatever.
Triple H backstage was probably like, I'm not fucking doing that.
There's a few moments in this where I'm very impressed with his determination to get stuff over that he obviously doesn't want to be doing.
Years from now, I'm going to be knobbing your daughter, so I'm not going to kneel for you.
I wonder whether he was already at this point.
I don't know.
Because with some of the storyline that happens later, it's definitely leading to that.
I think at this time he was still with China. Okay. I don't think they were together yet.
Yeah, sure. Because he's with China on screen as well.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's near the beginning, but I think once they started getting involved in the Andrew Martin marrying Stephanie versus...
Andrew Martin's test, right? Yeah, cool.
And then the dodgy wedding. I think that's when they started looking at dating each other, when it's a case of, do you, Stephanie, take Triple H? Oh, yeah, I do. When Triple H faced into the voice for it.
The impression was totally on point. That was really good. So the higher power, greater power, the powery dude gets in the ring.
The powery dude.
Vince.
Will Power got in the
ring. With some assistance from Farouk and Bradshaw, because he's got this velvet robe on that's getting caught on stuff. Oh, it's brilliant.
Can you imagine that this had been a Shockmaster moment?
Oh, fucking.
And the greater power tripped over and revealed himself.
It would have been so good. So he lifts the microphone to his face. The higher power, greater power, whatever. And Shane McMahon's voice comes across the PA. But then Shane walks out from the entrance ramp, and it's not Shane under the hood.
Oh, they've done us with games.
Oh, I remember, I love the way, I'm trying not to say Vince, the higher power sells it by kind of moving his head like he's talking. And that's quite good, man.
Yeah.
I was impressed. So Shane promo as he walks to the ring, puts over the greater power. At least he's got the name right. Shane now wants Vince to come down to unveil the greater power just to see the look on his face. Vince live promo from the back. He is close enough and wants the evil, demonic son of a bitch to show his face to the world now. I love Vince's...
And also,
he's so good at cutting a promo.
I appreciate, this is it, but Vince McMahon has balls the size of grapefruits. Why is he not out there? Because again,
I mean, as a kid, you knew what was happening, right?
Yeah,
I think we all did, didn't we?
Genuinely, I didn't know it was Vince.
Okay.
Oh, was it Vince? Let's find out.
I think, I think you were secretly hoping it wasn't going to be Vince. I think in the back of your head, you always knew it was going to be.
I thought genuinely at the time it was going to be the Wall. Right. No, there's a reason why.
Imagine. He's like, it did the one. I mean, he's a great wrestler, don't get me wrong, but as a promo guy, like...
Fucking awful.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be the Wall, because again, at the time where I, without any form of real internet as such outside of going to school, I relied on, when I was looking at the football results on teletext,
Nice.
the last advertising page was always like a phone this hotline number to WWE stuff, or
Cool.
WWF stuff back in the time.
Yeah.
And it was like, Wall rumoured to make big WWF debut, and I thought, fuck me, the Wall's going to be the greater power.
And when he came out and he's like 3 foot smaller than Taker, you probably figured it wasn't going to be him.
I mean, I didn't really clock that. At that stage, I was thinking, like, maybe perspective isn't great.
he's crouching.
Yeah, he's doing the brood entrance.
So Shane helps the greater power pull back the hood to unveil, it's me, Austin! It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin! JR goes, oh, that son of a bitch! Like, I love this call so much.
I also have a problem for Vince McMahon going, it was me, Austin, it was me all along. You revealed yourself to him last week.
Of course, yeah, it's so stupid, isn't it? But surprise, motherfuckers, it's Vince McMahon! You know? Yeah, can you imagine if that's how they paid it off? Oh, it was so good. But this, again, is one of the greatest sound bites ever, isn't it?
Yeah. It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
It's one of those things we joke about all the fucking time. When someone's like, who did that? You're like, it was me, Austin. You know, like we've definitely said this out of context so many
I'd
times.
say again, like you're alluding to there, it's one of the most quoted and well-known sound bites in WWE history.
Yeah.
Along with that, the Austin Rock video promo for WrestleMania 17.
My way, yeah, sure.
Which was so good. So, I've got to beat you, Rock. I've got to do anything. I've just got to beat you. And it's like, oh, chills.
It's amazing stuff,
Yeah, but I said, like, with one-liners of things that people call, that it was me, Austin, it was me all along.
Yeah.
That's it.
The thing I hadn't realised is how good Vince is doing what I'm trying to do more and more on the podcast, when I explain stuff, saying people's names.
Yeah.
He constantly goes, it's me, Austin. It was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. Like, he's emphasizing this is about Stone Cold.
Yeah.
This is who we're getting over. And it's like the grit of his voice, this timbre, everything about it. It's perfect for pro wrestling.
It is amazing how the owner is still one of the best promos this company's ever had.
Yeah, I would put Steph there as well.
Yeah, Steph
Like
can kill it.
Her promo is so good. She's such a good heel. But then when she does, like, you know, the Be a Star stuff, whatever, she seems like the nicest person in the world.
There was something again shown on Twitter where Georgia Smith was in like a line. Bulldog's daughter.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
She was in a line to sort of do like a meet and greet or a book signing something, and like there was just some random bloke in front of her, and they filmed George Smith, and Stephanie straight away realised who it was, gave her a big hug, and it's a case of, you're very corporate, well done.
Yeah, she's really good at her job.
Yeah.
I love them both. Like, and you obviously see where she gets it from Vince.
Yeah.
It's a shame the other one isn't so good, but you know, it is what it is.
Hey,
Shame.
or the unknown child who didn't want to get involved in the wrestling business because they have a further sibling.
Apparently so, yeah.
So I'm predicting AEW Dynamite, the other McMahon turns up.
You never know, mate. So, as the corporate ministry all laugh in the ring, Vince continues, you all bought it. You all bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. You all bought it. Even my family, even my immediate family bought it. Every damn one of you were made fools of. And you're like, oh, you're the best, Vince. And then Vince blames Austin. Vince had to teach him a lesson he would never, ever forget, stealing Jericho's shit before he's even there.
Yep.
Okay. Side note, Boss Man is staring out fans at the ringside the whole time. He is the best heel in the whole fucking world.
Hang on, didn't he die at WrestleMania 15 when he was hanged?
But, like, all the other guys are laughing in the ring, like breaking character, almost be like, look how great this is. And Boss Man's standing there cross-armed, just staring at people like, I'm going to fucking hurt you all. And like, oh, he's so good.
That's because Boss Man's doing this going, I thought it was fucking Jake Roberts.
That would have been great. You know?
Boss Man was like, I've been fooled too.
So, Linda and Steph then walk out onto the entrance ramp with no entrance, no fanfare or anything. So when Vince realizes, he's like, oh, wait, what's happening? You know,
what?
Yeah, doing the gorilla, you know, which is a really nice moment. I thought, like, that realization of, oh shit, there's other people who actually matter here that have got a say in this, and these are the people we fucked over. Like, there's my daughter that I screwed over with the whole where to Stephanie thing, because he's the higher power, the greater power. He was in control.
Yeah, I love the idea of arranging my daughter to be kidnapped to get one over Austin. Thank you for rescuing her, Austin. Wanker.
So, we'll talk about it in a second. So, Linda and Steph on the entrance ramp. Vince and Shane grovel like, I don't know what. Linda cuts a captivating promo. I think you will agree.
Well, it's one of Linda McMahon's best promos.
Sweet zombie Linda.
Sweet zombie Linda up there with when she was cutting the grapefruits with Mick Foley going, oh, look at that one, Vince. Oh, look at that one, Vince.
She has one tone of voice she uses, and she can't ever seem to get out of that.
Well, she did. I mean, imagine having your wife go, of course, I'd love to watch you make out with Trish Stratus right in front of my face on TV. Sure. I'm an actor, Linda. I'm an actor. It's all staged. Why have you got a boner? Blue Chew hasn't been invented.
So, while Vince and Shane have been dicking about for the last few weeks doing all this storyline, Linda has appointed Stone Cold Steve Austin as the CEO of the WWF. Can she do that, Joey? And apparently she can, because what is it? It's her and Steph have 25% of the company each, and Shane and Vince also have 25% of the company each, which is changing the fucking story, because this is not the story they've been telling.
Well, because again, Shane and Vince are both so stupid they don't realise that there are 4 McMahons who run this company, and also not.
Is that how companies work? Just because you're in the family, you own half the fucking quarter of the company?
This was my other thing to suggest. So again, in UK corporate, the idea is you need to have 51% of the vote to be able to have it's a majority vote. This is a 50-50, so it's not a case of we're tied. So who called the board meeting to install a new CEO?
Exactly. It's the whole thing is yeah, a bit bullshitty.
We have to blur the lines sometimes in corporate America. Hang on, as well, at this time as well, it wasn't even listed on the stock exchange as well, though. Because this was still Titan Sports LLC at the time,
what makes
I
you think anyone cares about apart from you? Like, really? You're explaining this like it's really interesting. I don't think anyone gives a fuck, but like, yeah.
Let's move back to the
wrestling. So Austin comes out in his usual attire, but with a red tie and a clipboard because he's now corporate, the CEO or whatever. Vince and Shane's gobsmacked reactions are pretty great in the ring, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like, they're looking at each other, they're looking at Austin like, it's good acting.
Where'd you get that tie from?
Sure. But that's the thing they're shocked by, you know. So Austin puts himself in a title match with Taker, then books Shane and Vince versus Austin in a handicap match for King of the Ring, which is coming up. Shane versus X-Pac and Kane in a handicap match for later tonight. All the Union lads, which is the thing that's happened in the past few weeks, get to fight whoever they want. So what is that? That's Big Show, Test, and Shamrock.
And Mankind.
Who isn't here because he got his knee
attacked by the Triple H.
Yeah, with the sledgehammer. And was it Raw last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So they always say on, whenever they do a promo, these guys are all like, let's give a big shout out to like Mick Foley who's sitting at home with a busted knee or whatever.
Yeah.
Kayfabe?
I think so at the time,
I think it was giving him a break maybe off the whole Owen thing, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
and Mick Foley basically called him out on it
at
the time. So I think it was a case like Mick's going to stick away for a little bit.
All right, fair enough. So also a cast match versus Taker versus...
cast match was Triple H and Rocky.
Triple H versus Rock. So do you want to explain what this is?
So as JR explained on commentary, he's never heard of such a thing of a cast match before. But this time, The Rock had his left arm in the cast.
I think it's his left arm.
Left arm in the cast.
Well, you got to work the left, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, well learnt.
Thank you, mate.
And so he decided that Triple H, in exchange for The Rock having his arm in a cast, Triple H would have his leg put into a plaster cast.
Where is this logic? It's bonkers.
Vince Russo.
Yeah, it is. I quite like the Austin doing wacky shit as the CEO. That's fine. But this leads to a really funny moment with Triple H later in the show, at least. What else? And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold says so. Don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, smash. Bam, 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 bam. Crowd go mental.
Yeah.
And I sit there and think to myself, I wonder if one of those Austin shirts are still available to buy.
I think they do a retro Austin shirt online, so maybe.
Oh, but was it the one he was wearing? Because it was like the baseball top one he was wearing.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
The orange Stone Cold across it.
They occasionally do the American football one. I saw the DX American football one recently, because I did have a bit of a look, actually. But you know, it's what it is. So this segment took 31 minutes and 23 seconds of what ends up being about an hour and 20-minute show.
I think it was about an hour and 26.
So minus adverts, you know what I mean? So, yeah. That's
a third of your show was the promo.
One promo.
Yep. But
can we talk about the logic of this as well?
Well, I tried to talk about corporate America and you didn't like this.
No, let's talk about the logic of the whole storyline, okay? I know it's a big conversation. We've got the rest of an episode to get through.
Yeah, but this is what we're covering.
Yeah, sure. So, Austin beats HBK at WrestleMania 14.
Yep.
Okay? Full face. Brett's gone. Shawn's gone. Vince steps in as the big heel.
Yep.
Okay? We get Mankind, Taker, Kane, all the heels coming in to wrestle Austin through 98, blah, 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 blah. We then get the ministry form and the corporation form. Okay? What happens from there that makes any sense to you to lead to this moment?
Well, Undertaker still has beef with Steve Austin because he wants to win the world title.
Okay, fine. Good.
So that's where we're going. So the ministry has been formed to destroy Vince McMahon and to hold a gun to his head so he can get stuff from Austin.
Yeah.
Because remember, if you think back to episode 1, to get Stephanie back, he kidnapped Stephanie so he'd get control from Vince so he could then have a title shot with Austin or get to Austin.
Why?
Because he can't get Austin any other way.
He's the owner of the company.
No, Undertaker.
Oh, okay, fine.
So
Right,
at this time, Vince McMahon realizes, here's where we're going. This is Russo logic, not real logic.
Yeah, sure. So I know they've got to put a TV show together, so it has to have like drama and narrative. That's fine. Like, I'm trying not to be too caught up in that.
Undertaker wants Steve Austin. Undertaker isn't a decision maker, so being slightly demonic and evil, he realizes the only way I can get this is if I blackmail the boss.
Yeah.
At the same time,
he's now a druidy,
Satanisty
sort of guy.
Yeah. At the same time when this is happening, this is when they hatch a deal. They hatch a deal.
This is the point for me, is that why is Vince doing anything Taker wants?
Well, that's
just to get back over Austin?
Yes. Because he needs someone to get Austin. He needs people not to suspect that he is behind the Undertaker doing it.
Right.
Because as they were all lulled into a false sense of security, because this is what happened at Over the Edge, as both McMahons got involved, Vince McMahon went to help Austin.
Okay. So why does he regularly beat up Shane?
Why did my dad beat me up?
You know what I mean? There's so many bits of just like, wait, why?
My dad beat me up so I didn't win the world title?
Why are the corporation, the ministry, and Shane all now together?
Obviously money.
There's so many bits that you're just like, you didn't have to do that. There's so many parts that you can get to this conclusion where Vince is doing everything to fuck Austin over without screwing up all your successful stables and characters. You know?
Well, as you pointed out before, the corporation was an engine to get Triple H over.
Yeah. Because Rock's gone face. It was obviously meant to be Rocky was the big heel against Austin, but people love Rocky, so you just can't do that. Yeah.
So then you had 2 top faces. You needed 2 top heels. Again, I'm not defending it because it's literally terrible logic. It's just a case of trying to guess what potential shoestring thread that they can have through linking these together.
Sure.
And as you said, at the time, McMahon was turning face to protect Stephanie. Where to, Stephanie?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know why he's suddenly become, where to, Stephanie? We're having a bully time.
Why did we have to fuck over his daughter in the process?
Collateral damage.
You know what I mean? Like, it's so messy. You could have fucked over Ryan Shamrock or Deborah.
Well, they tried to fuck over Ryan Shamrock. She just quit. Or got kidnapped too early.
It's hard. So
I also think as well that because they were still waiting to build the top stars.
Yeah.
At that time, after Brett had gone, HBK had gone, they needed to have people for Austin to run through at the top. So by having 2 big factions with Undertaker and Rock either side, then Austin from month to month could run through the ministry, run through the corporation, run through the ministry, run through the corporation to keep things going.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then you could tell because the corporation was so big, I was like, we're going to do this merge thing, so we're going to boot out what later became the Union.
Yeah,
set up this top.
It's the shortest lived stable of all time.
David Starr's favourite stable.
Union Eyes. Yeah, sure.
No, Union Ice?
I mean, like, taking Test and Shamrock out of the corporation, I can see how that could potentially be a good idea. You see Test cutting a promo and you're like, maybe not. Like, you know.
There was a
Shamrock was super over, you know, but as a heel, he was more over. Him and Bossman running rampant through, like, the whole company, basically, is the 2, like, underdog heels to Taker and Triple H and stuff. Perfect. I don't know why you had to ruin that, you know?
I think also the problem with Shamrock, because you look at Shamrock back in the Attitude Era, he could have been like main event level, world title level.
Yeah.
And through listening to other podcasts, it's a case of, well, he was very unreliable.
Yeah, sure. Well, okay, let's talk about this logic of the storyline a little bit. Why did we have to do the whole Black Wedding thing?
Because Undertaker's a demon.
But why would he have to? So Vince wants to get over on Austin. That's the whole point, right? And he has an allegiance with Taker.
Right.
So
the reason behind this, I suspect, is, again, to fool everyone to make sure that Vince wasn't involved in this. So, because Vince can't get to Austin because Vince can't win. Vince has already lost to Austin. He needs to make it look like he's playing on Austin's human heartstrings, knowing full well that if his daughter's on the line, he can't do anything about it. Austin has to be the saviour. He's got a good bone in his body. So again, they're trying to humanise Austin.
Okay.
Which is why it was so important that Austin didn't hug Stephanie back after he released her.
Okay. I can go along with that. Why did we have to murder the boss man in between?
I would have had to hang the boss man. Yeah. Oh, because we had this Hell in a Cell.
There's so many just little bits about this storyline. I'm like, this makes fuck all sense, mate.
The worst thing
seems such a long-winded way to get to where you want to be that you could do 10 times more logically with 2 stables left over that would really, really work and could feud kind of in if they had to against each other if you're going to turn Taker face or something in the future. You know what I mean? But like, you just feel like you missed so much opportunity here. Just for this, it's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin. But again, it's a great moment. But you know,
the other thing to consider though, at the time, they'd only had this trial episode of SmackDown on UPN when they returned to network television, as we covered on the last episode. They only had one show, so by having 2 heel factions of half the roster, you've got to keep them strong. But then to be strong, they've got to have faces to beat. So by merging them and kicking out the Union Boys to give them a feud with the corporate ministry, so they've got the undercut stuff for the undercard boys something to do, there's reason behind like trimming down the corporation. But then once you kick out those guys, you are left with Boss Man.
Pretty much, yeah.
Boss Man, Shane, and the Mean Street Posse.
Triple H.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
And Triple H isn't the star yet. And you need to also still keep those guys together, so then Triple H can have his breakout against that many people. If he's breaking out against Joey Abs, it's not going to be as good as if he's breaking out against Taker.
Yeah, of course. In terms of what the storyline had to do to get to like the end and achieve what it needed to achieve, it does it.
Yeah,
it totally does it. Austin's super over as a face, Vince is super over as a heel. Triple H and Taker are really over his heels, which is kind of the biggest priority, I think, at this
Rock's
point.
a huge face as well, speed number 2 to Austin.
Rock is not involved in the storyline at all.
No.
Should have been.
Well, he was there to elevate Triple H.
Yeah, but being the ex-corporate guy, you would have thought they could use him along with Austin a little bit and have them kind of that tension start to build a bit more. I know they get there eventually. Yeah. But, you know, there's moments where they're together, but not really.
But at least they were consistent with Austin and Rock, because they had, Austin and Rock at 15, 17, and 19 WrestleManias.
Sure.
And they never got on. Yeah. And so by having Rock and Austin cooperate to go against Vince, it wouldn't have worked. So at least they got 4 years worth of legit booking.
Yeah. The other thing that I was thinking about this is that look how these faces are booked. Specifically Austin.
Yeah.
He's smart, and when he gets tricked, he doesn't take any shit.
Yeah. He's not a dumb babyface. He's not like what we see today.
Hi, Seth Rollins. Sitting in a corner being terrified of some flashy lights and a dude in a mask, like...
But no, while that's nothing to do with this show, the fact that after Raw, so many people are shitting themselves like, Bray Wyatt, he just no-sold the curb stomp, then he had 5 curb stomps and 70 super kicks, and then he was down. Yeah, well, that's for the house show audience, mate. They're telling a TV story. And... Are you telling me that you don't want that mask?
Well, yeah, sure. So there's bits of I love mask on mask mark. That's weird to say. Anyway, so there's parts of the narrative that I hate about this whole corporate ministry stuff.
It's bollocks.
But it does get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
Which I wish they would do more of nowadays.
This is the thing. So, we're mocking it a little bit now and again as we continue to destroy the Attitude Era for our own memories of this was the best time of wrestling, and now we're looking at it going, was it?
It was fun slapstick comedy TV almost, but it's not good wrestling. There's no good wrestling on any of these shows.
No good wrestling and no real good storyline narrative.
Yeah.
But can you imagine today...
Like physical wrestling.
Yeah. But can you imagine today if they tried to do this build for like a Greater Power now? They wouldn't be able to do it because it'd be revealed.
Maybe. It depends. If you have someone on the roster and last minute you don't tell anyone, you give them the robe, they send them out, like, it could work.
And also, unfortunately, the generation watching wrestling now, by and large, want everything now.
Yeah,
I want this guy to be in the main event. I want this guy to be in the main event.
But isn't that the greatness of Bray Wyatt, not being there week to week and then just appearing a couple of weeks and doing the last segment and stuff? You know?
Yeah, and now in the main event.
Yeah, it's great. It works really well.
Yeah, until they ruin it.
Hopefully they won't ruin it.
Yeah, hopefully they've understood, because Heyman won't. But that's what I'm saying. Now, you wouldn't get someone like Triple H having the slow burn up to the main event.
Yeah.
I know they like all the stuff online is like, they're going to do it.
Let's be fair, there hasn't been really recently, but it feels like they're getting there. It feels like with, Paul and Bischoff in charge of these two shows, that's what seems to be the case now. They seem to be going back to good storytelling, and there's guys that I like that are getting prevalent spots.
I bloody like Mike Kanellis.
I don't hate him, I'm going to be honest.
When he was Mike Bennett was fantastic in Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I don't like the whole
Maria pregnancy angle.
Yeah, that's gone a bit far at times. But there's been some great dramatic moments, and you need a bit of just shitty drama, I guess is the best way to put it.
Well, that's what we had in the Attitude Era, wasn't it? This would be key in the Attitude Era, except there'd be a lot more dick jokes.
Absolutely. Let's move on, shall we? We've got a show to get through. So we get a recap of Shane screwing X-Pac and Kane out of the tag straps from last week's Raw. A backstage segment of Linda, Steph, and Austin. Suitcases full of beer. Their little gift to him. I thought it was quite a nice bit. WWF World Tag Team title match.
Before we get to that,
go on.
At this stage, how old is Stephanie supposed to be in this program?
I think she's depicted as being kind of 17, 18.
So why is he handing her a beer? So he's a CEO of a corporate company handing his colleague's daughter a beer.
Yeah. Maybe I'm thinking she's younger than she actually
because she's supposed to be younger than
she
is, because that's what we've said in the previous episode. She's dressing younger than she is.
Yeah, very conservative.
Yeah, but I like the fact maybe that should be a new program. Linda and Stephanie now getting drunk with McMahon. It's like drunk histories. Linda chundering in the sink.
Mate, Steph now looks fucking amazing. Like, I'm much better now than she did then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Steph is fantastic. Like an excellent cheese, maturing brilliantly.
So, World Tag Team title match of the Acolytes of Bradshaw and Farouk, our current champions, who just won the belts recently, right?
Yep.
Versus the Brood of Gangrel and Edge with Christian. Coolest entrance ever. It really is cool.
Amazing.
So we get a recap from Sunday Night Heat. The Acolytes get the carry treatment that we talked about before. Standing in the wrong corners drives me fucking insane. Gangrel's got his back to the hard cam, and I'm like, you fucking idiots. Come on, the ref should be grabbing them and moving them to the other corners, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're standing close left to far right when they should be close right to far left.
Correct.
Anyway, so King says this line of, like a hillbilly from Arkansas becoming the president of the United States. You don't know what's in store for you, mate. So Brood make the hot tag. Gangrel and Farouk blow their spots as the Hardys and the Freebird Michael Hayes make their way down to ringside, because obviously it's WWF in 99. We have to have someone come down to ringside.
Of course.
Immediately in the match. Actually, there's a clean finish, kind of. Clothesline from Hell to Gangrel for the 1, 2, 3. And still, the Acolytes are the winners of the match. The Hardys and Hayes immediately jump Christian at ringside. Bit of a brawl on the ramp. It does the job.
Yeah, this is who our next feud is going to be.
Yeah.
We've moved on from the Acolytes.
Can't wait for that Terry Invitational tournament with that ladder match at the end of the 7. Woohoo. So, JR and King at ringside put over the matches they announced earlier. Cut to not the Mean Street Posse and Kane and Mankind masks at ringside. So basically there's two lads at ringside who they're just like, oh, look at these guys, fans at ringside. They've got the Kane and the Mankind masks, but they're still wearing the V-neck sweaters that Rodney Mack and thing are always known to use. You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. What do you think?
What, the tag match or of the boys at ringside?
A
tag match, as we've established from Attitude Era Monday Night Raw, pretty throwaway, but again, progressive storyline, because it's the Brood are really now done with the Ministry, that's it, let's move on to the next things, followed by Michael Hayes. I hate it when adults dress like kids.
It's weird. It's like he's cosplaying as a young man almost.
For some reason, when I was younger as well, I always really wanted one of those T-shirts. It's like being a fat, hairy bastard as a teenager. I thought, ladies will get hot for this.
Fucking everybody.
Nipple pointing through like the string vest. Hardy top.
So the Union lads, Shamrock, Show and Test walk around backstage because obviously it's Vince Russo's trope or whatever. Union lads make their way out after an advert break. Michael Cole, boo, with a mic, chats to the lads. Show wants Taker for the world title later tonight. Vince and Shane react backstage and they're doing a great job of it. I thought they were really funny. Shane doesn't want Double J in the Lion's Den match anymore. He wants Vince McMahon in a Lion's Den cage match thing.
Vince McMahon did his wonderful gorp.
Yeah,
facial expression.
Their reactions are priceless. Yeah, it's so good.
But the best reactions come next.
So Test doesn't want a wrestler. He wants Stephanie McMahon to come down to ringside. Steph walks down the ring looking all coy and like, what's this? Like, her acting's really good, man. She's new to the industry at this point. She was fucking brilliant. Some scumbag in the crowd chants, "We want puppies," as immediately as she walks out.
And amazingly, Jerry Lawler has still got a job.
Yeah, fucking A. Test asks out Stephanie, and Stephanie responds, "I'd love to." And Vince and Shane flip out backstage.
Yeah, the lead up is like, what does he want with Stephanie? What does he want with Stephanie? And the best line as well, again, I don't know if it's scripted or Test like basically shot himself. So, and your dad's gonna have to get used to you dating a wrestler. No, full well he doesn't. And as soon as she said yes, the best thing was like Shamrock and Big Show high-fiving Test like, "Good one, lad. You got it. Yeah, go show her a good time."
Yeah, it's cool, man. It works, you know.
Did you know through listening to some stuff that Conrad's done that at the time Russo wanted Test to be in DX?
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that sounds like a Russo thing to do, and he's a fucking idiot if he thinks that's gonna work.
Russo's point was, well, it's like Nash. It's like Big Sexy.
Comparing Test to Kevin Nash is ridiculous.
This is before, because obviously this would have been when Michaels was in it, and apparently Michaels and Triple H like, "How many matches have you had?" And it was like, "Oh, 4."
Yeah.
And it was like, "What? Since been on the main roster?" No, 4.
No, 4 matches. I mean, that's as many moves as Kevin Nash has, but Kevin Nash can cut a promo and he's a cool dude, you know. Test never came across like a cool person to me.
The only time that Test in his career, I think, had a shot when the WWE CW started.
Yeah.
Apparently
he came back as Rory Magoo Angry Dude.
Well, he came back as Rory Magoo Angry Dude, but he cut a promo backstage, and apparently Vince was there. Right. And Vince was like, "That promo was amazing. Do it again on camera. Do it again tonight. Do it again on camera. Do it live on Sci-Fi." Yeah. Oh my God, we've got gold here. Vince is apparently backstage watching this Test promo, and Test shits the bed with the promo.
What a surprise.
And Vince is like, "Oh, fuck it. Don't bother." Yeah, so Test, Stephanie, and we all know where this story ends. So obviously we're mainly covering the Ministry Trilogy, but this is what leads to the greatest relationship in sports entertainment occurring in real life.
Yeah, most powerful relationship for sure, yeah.
Bet fucking Triple H couldn't believe his fucking luck. I've been vilified for the curtain call, but now I'm going to do your daughter and take over the company.
I love the episode of The Wedding and how Triple H does it like that. Oh, I didn't do that, Stephanie. So it's brilliant. It's so good, man.
Absolutely love it.
It's a shame that Test was involved in the whole storyline. Like, rest in peace, buddy, all that sort of shit. But like, fucking hell, man. He's bad. He's really bad, man. He's not good at it.
He wasn't ready. And I know this is like Russo was like, this would be Kevin Nash Mark II. And if you could cut a promo, because I remember during that wedding thing, Test like knocking things over, like trying to run towards the ring. It's a case of, Triple H at the top of the ramp, mate, and you can run, and Stephanie's bawling her eyes out in the ring because like, I've essentially been raped. Because that's what it was. And if you're asking, we consummated the marriage several times. But if she's drugged, mate, that's Katie Vick levels.
That's rape, mate. Yeah. No, Katie Vick was dead, remember?
So Stephanie was rapé.
Let's move on. So, hilarious backstage segment with the doctor putting on a cast on Triple H's leg as Triple H wiggles about, complaining it's too tight, and China's looking on, being like, "Just get it done, dickhead." It's like, it's really funny. I thought Triple H putting this over, like, he doesn't want to be doing this, but it's really funny.
I think this is a rib on him as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, for sure. But I've got to say, I was always kind of a Triple H mark as a kid, but it was more for the outlandish DX sort of stuff, you know. Seeing his work back now, he was really, really good at his job.
Yeah.
Like, really easy to hate. Great at selling for people, getting people over. Like, yeah, we'll talk about it in his match in a bit, but like, he's just so good at it.
Also, I like the fact he's now switched at this stage to Trunks from Tights, and he's got his proper entrance music, which we'll cover when he gets to his...
Indeed, sir.
Yeah.
So, the budget version of the DX theme plays as X-Pac makes his way to the ring. X-Pac! Let's make some noise! Make a little noise! As a 2-on-1 handicap match of Kane and X-Pac versus Shane McMahon. So, Kevin Dunn hits the IC match graphic before realising he's fucked up and cuts it off immediately. Shane slaps Puck. Puck barely sells it. The good old days.
I loved the fact that Austin, when he was saying X-Pac, X-Pac, love it.
Sure, man. So Shane legs it. The Not Mean Street Posse cosplayers jump the barrier. Patterson Briscoe run down. Kane gives Rodney a choke slam as he bumps worse than I did in episode 50. Look forward to that. Puck's music plays, so the match is over. I guess that's it. It's a bit of schmoz, you know.
Yeah.
Briscoe and Patterson were pretty funny, being on the Mean Street Posse and posing and doing the Hogan stuff on the ramp.
Big time, even when the camera wasn't even on him.
I really enjoyed them. They were hilarious, man.
They must have had the time of their life during this period being the
Yeah.
Stooges.
Yeah, it must have been so much fun.
And the fact they got to be in a video game as well as
Yeah,
playable characters like
sure.
WrestleMania 2000, the N64.
Yeah, man. So Kane gives Pete Gus the safest tombstone of all time. He's literally about 3 feet off of the floor. He's like, I'm not going to kill this person that's not trained, you know. Briscoe and Patterson do the Hogan poses, as we said. Like, really, really funny. So The Rock walks around backstage, arm in a cast. Probably the left, as we said. But I can't remember. Triple H walks. I can't talk.
Hobbles badly, doesn't he?
Triple H pretends that this cast is stopping him from being able to walk. He does such a good job of selling it. Legging cast with Chyna walking along next to him, looking very serious. Michael Cole, boo, interviews Deborah backstage. This is a bit weird, isn't it?
Can she do this, Joey?
So she's passing out on her opportunity to defend the title
Because she
Passing
has
up, sorry.
30 days to defend.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Well, you've got you had 30 days to defend the title.
Yeah.
It's vacated unless WWE conveniently forget.
But if you're booked to
Brock Lesnar.
if you're booked to defend the title, you go and defend the title. You don't just get to go, nah, I don't want to do that tonight, surely. Otherwise, like, Taker would be like, nah, I'm not wrestling Austin, don't worry about it.
I'm not wrestling Big Show.
This makes fuck all sense. Anyway, so going to have a bikini contest instead, cause for fuck's sake, of course, you know.
Because we need to prove that Nicole Bass is actually a woman, not a chick with a dick.
The whole thing is just like, oh, okay. So the women don't get to wrestle. They just do bikini contests.
This has not aged well.
No. There's a few moments that haven't aged well on this show. We're going to get to them. So, Triple H has his music. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. His selling of the cast is hilarious on his way down to the ring.
Like when he falls down, it's so good.
He stacks it. It's so funny. Recap shows Triple H smashing a sledgehammer into Foley's knee, taking him out, which leads to a cast match that we described earlier of The Rock versus Triple H with Chyna in tow. Triple H and Rock are heat magnets is just the first note I've got here.
Brilliant. The crowd was into it, start to finish. Even with the well-known gimmick match, the cast
match, you know.
match.
Fucking hell. So Triple H does such an amazing job of feeding Rock the whole way through this.
And his bumping, even in the cast, was so nice to see.
He's so underrated. Like, go and watch like Triple H matches, 98, 99, 2000s, you know. Maybe not that main event at WrestleMania, but the rest of them, you know, one-on-ones.
Even then, go and see his match at Armageddon against Vince.
Oh yeah, fucking
fuck me. With that gun, with the when he spun the gun round and twatted Vince with it.
Yeah. Like feeding for people like Vince and Shane as well. Like, oh, he's so good. Rock hits Triple H with a chair directly in front of the referee. No disqualification. Goes for the people's elbow. Taker runs in, instantly takes him out. Instant disqualification. Can he fucking do that, Joey? Show comes out, chases off Taker.
Got to get out of it though. Can't have, because this is the thing. Like, don't get me wrong. Now in current day WWE, I cannot stand 50-50 booking. But to avoid making any of your wrestlers weak, we will just never have finishes.
What are the rules, Tax? What are the rules?
Well, if the Undertaker gets involved, it's an automatic disqualification.
But a chair shot to the head with the ref standing there going, "Oh, I wasn't meant to look at that." You know?
Yeah, I mean, if the referee didn't see it, it doesn't count.
Oh, maybe he was just like, "Oh, there's a hot chick in the crowd. Oh, what happened? What was that loud noise?" You know?
Hang on, he says his music sucks. My music doesn't suck. I'm a referee.
Fucking hell. So Deborah, half naked, walks backstage. Ad for WWF.com. Which is
good. They're promoting the internet,
and then we get a Rescue of the Week advert for the Coast Guard. You're like, what is this weird sponsored stuff? Recap of Val and Nicole Bass and all their recent going-ons that we've talked about in chapter 1 and 2. Go back and listen to them.
Check them out in the archive
for sure. JR says that Val likes being manhandled by Nicole Bass, as we see a recap of Nicole Bass essentially bending Val back last week on Raw, making out with him, and Val's like, "Oh, that was nice, wasn't it?" Like,
I'm sure there's another Blue Chew opportunity here, but I'm going to ignore it.
Sure.
But again, Val Venus, what a worker.
Yeah, massively underrated.
Yeah.
We've talked about it last week and the week before, but he had a couple of matches with guys like D'Lo Brown and Jeff Jarrett and which are classic, really good matches.
Real
totally underrated.
Real staple of the Attitude Era. Like D'Lo, Jeff Jarrett, Godfather, and Val Venus. That mid card was made so good.
Sure. Do you think if Val didn't have a porn star gimmick, he could have been a top card, like headliner sort of guy?
No.
Okay.
I think that Val in the ring was so much better than he was with a promo. I know he got his porn star promo over, but then I think you could see where his role in the company was with the right to censor and then Bischoff's assistant when he was Sean Morley. Yeah,
but is that not Dolph Ziggler syndrome, where you've been there enough and done this role enough that when they suddenly change, or we try to change you, or just give you a push, it's like, well, it's the shine is gone.
Yeah, probably. I just think it's a shame because he could have, and I remember when we spoke on an earlier episode that when Val was in like a WWF title tournament.
Yeah.
And it was him and Austin on an episode of Raw. It's like, fucking hell, when Val turned heel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Really good. So, bikini contest. Deborah, with her valet of the Intercontinental Champion, JEWF, JARRETT, wow, it's double J, versus Nicole Bass with her valet.
NIC.
Of her valet of Val Venus. Nice role reversal, I thought. It's kind of funny. King jumps in the ring with the mic because he has to talk his usual bollocks for anything like this.
He was so excited on commentary, got over that, I'm going to go and offer my services for this bikini contest. Oh, I am. I bet you are, said JR. These are too old for you, Jerry.
By like 20 years. At least. So Val looks Nicole Bass looks very uncomfortable. How can you blame her, to be totally honest? You know?
Especially when you're doing a mangina. It really hurts.
Careful now. The crowd boos Bass as she disrobes, and you're like, oh, this is just unfortunate, you know? She's meant to be
bullying,
the face.
to be fair,
really
let's be honest.
I've just written, what is this trash? Because it's not achieving anything it should be achieving.
It's
Nicole
just
Bass is meant to be the
titillation.
face. Deborah's meant to be the heel. Or kinda. Isn't she like a willing prostitute that we've been talking about recently?
Yeah, she's one of the Godfather's hoes. So she's a good girl.
Sigh of disappointment.
I mean, less said of this really needs to be done here.
The best bit is where King announces the winner, because he goes, the winner, Deborah is the winner. And you're like, you fucking idiot.
Now we know what you like, Jerry.
Sure, who gives a flying fuck? Let's carry on. So Val and JJ brawl at the end of it. Bass almost botches, accidentally smashing a guitar over Val's head, like kayfabe, blah. Completely fucks it up because Val's head is busted open at the back. I think she hit him with the what's it called, the neck?
Yeah.
Of the guitar, actually smacking it over his head. So that looked painful. He shouts at Nicole Bass. Nicole Bass goes, screw you, and walks off. Just the opposite of what the story's been up until this point.
Yep. Great.
Let's move on. So Shamrock putting on his MMA gloves backstage. Vince fist bumping backstage.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Vinny, you can do it. We get a GTV segment here. Talk about bullshit. So
hang on, no, this was not bullshit. This had my wankathon in there.
So Jacqueline, Terry Runnels, and on the podcast way too often than she deserves, Ryan Shamrock are chatting shit backstage about the size of dudes' dicks from what is essentially a spy cam. Aren't there laws against this sort of spy cam thing, especially broadcasting it on the USA Network?
Well, it's a good thing that no one ever was found out that this was actually on the dark web.
They never even paid this off.
Hornswoggle. Why not? He's blamed for everything.
Fuck's sake.
But this was essentially trying to hype up that Meat had a massive wang.
Oh, okay. They never mentioned his name.
No, they mentioned that there's only one piece of meat that I care about, and that was meat himself.
I love this writer's dream of like, women in a locker room, they're all naked just wearing towels, right? Yeah, that's definitely how women are in locker rooms. They're not shitting.
Moolah, what have you left in there? Jesus. All right.
Cue the pimp music. Our next match is he a heel? Is he a face? Who knows? Mr. Ass is here versus the Godfather with his hose. It's that time, once again, for everybody to jump aboard the sexual exploitation of women train. Here we go. Let's having a party. Yeah, I have issues.
I mean, they've got to make money somehow.
What, the women or the wrestlers?
The women from the wrestlers.
There we go. So, I mean, yeah, they probably made a good bit of money backstage. Let's be honest about it.
Well, as a wise man once said, pimping ain't easy.
So, a recap of the Godfather versus Road Dogg from Heat, where Mr. Ass hit Godfather with the chair. Was the idea that he was meant to be hitting Road Dogg but accidentally hit the Godfather?
Yes.
Because Road Dogg didn't duck. Mr. Ass had to go over the top of him to then hit the Godfather.
Yeah.
Why re-show this botch?
Just to set up King of the Ring.
I was going to wonder, is this the year that we Billy Gunn the King of the Ring? Let's edge for it. Sorry. Go on.
No, this is the setup for the one Billy Gunn. Well, Mr. Ass.
Yeah,
I mean,
talk about pushes that never actually worked.
Oh, it was awful. He was always pushed, I think, just because he was one of Triple H's boys.
Yeah, sure.
And again, to look at him, great, but his best work was with Billy and Chuck and the wedding.
I like the New Age Outlaws in like 97, 98. They're really, really good. There's the dickheads,
Yeah.
The guys who can't wrestle but somehow beat the LOD every week.
Yeah.
I love that. That was really funny. Clever booking as well, I love a good heel duo at the top of a company. No spoilers. So, Godfather jumps Mr. Ass on the ramp. They do 90s Hoss kind of wrestling, but like with some high spots. These guys are really agile. You've got to say they're capable of doing great things.
They don't lie when they say on commentary, Billy Gunn, pound for pound, one of the best athletes on the roster. Because he really was.
Surprisingly big as well. Whenever I see him next to other people in documentaries and stuff nowadays, because of the time he was at the PC and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at how big he is.
I mean, the telling point at the moment, and he was a strange choice for AEW to be there, but if you look at him standing next to most of the AEW roster, other than Luchasaurus, he's like towering over them.
Sure, I can see why they thought he might have the potential, but I think maybe a drug problem and things like that are not helping issues at all here.
No.
So Road Dogg does a run-in, gives Mr. Ass a pump handle slam.
The slowest pump handle slam in history, the worst, slowest finisher ever.
Detest it. Absolutely detest it.
I would rather watch John Gonzalez do something than watch this goddamn pump. And it's not even a pump handle slam because he doesn't get him up. He's like, just drop him.
Yeah, it's not a great run-in maneuver either. It takes a long time to get there and all that sort of shit.
Put your hand through your legs and position, lift you up. Have I got you? I've got you up. Okay, and now I've slammed you down.
So what's happened in the last couple of weeks? Because they were a tag team, and then Billy Gunn beat up X-Pac out of frustration. So Road Dogg was getting annoyed with Billy Gunn.
Yeah,
Mr. Ass, whatever. How have we got to this point where Road Dogg's interfering in matches essentially Billy Gunn's interfering in matches for Road Dogg, but then the night after, Road Dogg runs out to attack Billy Gunn so that he loses to the Godfather.
Well, no, because if you think the chair shot, which they showed, he was aiming that for Road Dogg. He was supposed to get out of the way. So they're still
that's not what it shows, Tax.
I know it's not what it shows because Road Dogg fucked it up.
But why would...
Yeah, why would they show it again? Exactly. But they need to explain why they were having the match between Billy Gunn and Godfather. Because he hit him with a chair.
Oh, for fuck's sake. This is so dumb.
You think this is dumb? This is leading up to the rights to who owns the DX name tag match.
Oh, God, I remember that. So, leg drop by the Godfather. Always gets a 3, right, Hogan? For the 1, 2, 3 winner, Godfather.
I mean, I've heard that Charles Wright and Terry Bollea get on really well.
That's a fight I'd like to see. Anyway, so Droz and Albert back's gone.
Oh, before we do that,
go on.
I don't know if I've ever told you my Charles Wright Godfather Papa Shango tweet story direct message.
No, I know you've got him tattooed on you.
So I've got the Papa Shango tattoo.
Yeah.
And I sent a DM of it after I had it done to Charles Wright.
Oh, cool.
And Charles Wright messaged back saying, that's amazing, that's really cool, I'm glad it's like left an impact. I didn't particularly like the character, but I'm really glad you did it.
That's nice, yeah.
And I said, oh no, thanks very much for getting back to me. And he said, if you're ever in Las Vegas, come to my bar, I'll buy you a drink. And I sent him a message like, well, I'm actually there in 3 months' time for my honeymoon. And it's like, brilliant, here's the address, here's the days I'm going to be working when you're there. Come and find me.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I'm in Vegas with my wife, my new wife, on honeymoon...
Because he doesn't just own a bar, does he?
No. Because this is what I said. I was like, I got that tattoo, and he's kind of invited me off to his bar to show
a little bit. And I'm like, imagine this conversation. This is not going to go well.
And I was like, maybe we could go by to his bar. And she's like, oh, great. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, what's the bar called? Basically, we found it, showed her the website, and she's like, we are not going there. We're certainly not going there on our honeymoon. So the Godfather, who politely invited me to his strip club in Vegas and would buy me a drink.
Oh, that's an amazing story.
I was cock-blocked by my wife.
Holy fuck,
I can't believe I've never told you that before.
You never told me that. That is a great story, man.
Oh, so
mate, we're gonna have to find a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam in Vegas, aren't we? If that's the invite that's there.
I mean, this was I got married 6 years ago.
I'm sure you just send him a DM of the tattoo again. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, come say hello, man. That'd be awesome."
Yeah, I'll be like, "My wife wouldn't let me come this time. Are you divorced now?" No. Oh, just don't bring her.
But she's not here though. So not gonna listen to this. So Droz and Albert backstage with Michael Cole. Boo! Droz and Albert do puking.
Droz trying to real puke. Albert did this going, I've got milk.
What? Why?
He's puke.
I know, but why still? This is disgusting. It's a man vomiting on live television. Well, he must have had his fingers down his throat until the moment they cut to rolling, yeah?
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can do this. We know he can't do it. We've seen him not be able to do it.
Beyond the Mat.
Yeah, of course.
The best thing in Beyond the Mat is where Vince goes, do you want some coffee?
It's like, do you want me to stick my fist down your throat, help you out? You know, like, oh, it's so dumb.
And then like Draws afterwards and Beyond the Mat going, Ma, I've got in, but you'll be proud of me. I'm puke now.
Puke now. So funny. So basically they cut a promo, they're going to walk out, blah blah. He just does lots of puke and it's pretty gross. Taker sits back in his Taker sits in his black lit room because he's a goth,
of course.
Big Show sits in his normal locker room like a normal human being.
From goth to boss.
Exactly. WWF hardcore title match. I've just written here, if this lasts longer than a minute, I will eat my own fucking penis. So Al Snow, the champion, versus Droz with Prince Albert,
including entrances.
Well, even that is this is seconds. So they immediately run from the ring to some backstage area through the crowd. The sheetrock board they pick up, it goes to hit him with, and it completely snaps in half and doesn't even get there. And then picks up the other half, tries to do it again. That breaks, and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, just pin him. Just pin him, get out of here, let's go home.
But they didn't pin, they end up going into a bar.
I know.
So and it lasted longer than a minute. So on episode 100, you'll be eating your dick.
I'll eat her dick. So anyway, walk and brawl bollocks into the bar backstage. They try and do the comedy dragging Droz along the bar, but because he's not got a shirt on and it's quite a sticky surface, it's kind of like an inch at a time, and Droz ends up like swimming on the bar to get himself. Be like, oh no, this is terrible.
And all the sugar glass is just left there untouched.
Oh, it's so shit because they've got all the glasses stacked up at the end that they don't go into. Man, Al Snow's a shit worker and Droz is inexperienced, right?
This
just me
is one of my favourite shitty segments ever on Raw. The only thing that beats this...
Broken. How is this your favourite anything?
Because it's so shit.
Okay, cool.
But where things are supposed like then it's pitched and then in reality it's a case of Droz has got sweaty so he won't slide on the bar. This is only seconded by the time where Rock and Goldberg had things. Do you remember this where Goldberg chased Rock out the back? Rock jumped in a Hummer limo and it escaped. It drove away really fast.
Kinda, yeah.
And then Goldberg jumped into this big muscle car and beforehand it had flooded. So Goldberg was trying to get it to go to chase off and couldn't do it. So got out of the car and ran after the Hummer, but in the wrong way. And the whole storyline was that Rock hadn't actually got in the Hummer. So Goldberg ran away pretty much past where Rock was standing, who then just looked back out of the camera.
I don't remember that.
Mate,
well, I'm going to have to look it up. That sounds funny.
I have to find it, but yeah. On this, if you know that segment, this thing between Droz and Al Snow was on par of just a level of just... Don't fucking bother, boys. And then when they picked up the plant at the end to finish it, it's like, what's happened?
So, I mean, the finish is even weirder because he picks up the plant pot, uses it, and then doesn't pin him. He grabs some other object. It's like a bit of plaster or something.
It's like he called it a piece of art. That's what JR called it.
So they're obviously improvising because they fucked up the glass bit. But that's the finish, boys. 1, 2, 3, and still Al Snow. Fuck it, who cares? Let's carry on. So Ken Shamrock walks backstage because, you know, fuck Vince Russo. Michael Cole, boo, catches up with Vince McMahon backstage. Audio cuts in a bit too late, so we don't get to hear what Cole says. Yes! Vince just says, you think I'm afraid of Ken Shamrock? And you're like, yeah, you fucking should be. It's Ken Shamrock.
I believe you painted him as the world's most dangerous man.
Exactly. But the arrogance of Vince works.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to listen to Michael Cole, so it's fucking brilliant, boys. Let's carry on.
Second best pro of the night.
So next up is our Lion's Den match of the corporate ministry will get fired if they interfere in the match. That's for all these union matches as well. Of Ken Shamrock versus Vince McMahon.
First thing I thought here was, bloody hell, how did the referee get up there?
What, on the top of the...
I didn't see any steps for him to get around on the top of the Lion's Den.
Must have climbed up. There might be the rigging at the back that they have that top camera on was right next to this. But like, if you haven't seen it, do you want to describe the Lion's Den?
So basically, Lion's Den is a way to get round of using the word octagon because of UFC having the rights to that in a sports and or entertainment environment. So the Lion's Den is basically a MMA cage. And it's at a V shape, essentially.
It's quite clever.
Yeah, and then they've got a platform all around the top of the Lion's Den for the referee to stand on, and obviously camera work.
I don't hate it. I don't hate this at all. I think it looks quite good and scary and unique and like a real cage fight, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and they didn't bother with any fancy stand lighting because when they did some of the camera angles, it's a case if you just saw the concrete floor and some of the cheap seats.
Yeah, sure. The one problem with it is that you have to have it on the ramp. You can't have it in the ring.
No.
Because it doesn't fit and everything, you know? But you can see what they're doing.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, sure. I was thinking about, would this be better than an octagon for like the UFC or something? The problem is that massive platform at the top would stop everyone's view of what was happening.
Yeah, and also you need the referee in there to stop it.
Yeah,
as straight as quick as you can. Yeah.
But the idea
so the ref's going to like elbow drop down.
Just jump
get off him.
Macho style, you know. But the bit I liked about it in terms of like an actual legitimate cage for fights or whatever is that because it's quite a lot taller than the UFC cage, you don't get that thing of people lying their hands across the top of the cage or anything like that.
Yeah.
But then you lose the camera angle of the camera being able to come over the top.
Yeah.
So there's positives and negatives in terms of if it was a legitimate thing. But whatever. I think I've overanalyzed this, to be totally honest.
Probably because Fox Sports want real fighting. I think we'll see more Lions Den matches on SmackDown from next Friday.
Mate. Who knows? I doubt it. But Ken Shamrock recently making his return to pro wrestling. Been for Impact recently.
Yep.
Definitely a guy I'd like to see utilised. Yeah. I like him. I've got a soft spot for him.
Yeah, I think in Attitude Era, his character and his I've just lost my mind snapping was really cool.
I'm thinking more of like an authority figure or like a trainer or like a manager type thing. 'Cause he can cut a promo, dude. He's angry and...
But that's the thing, he's angry.
I think he's comfortable in front of the cage.
Yeah.
Think of like Jason Jordan. Or not Jason Jordan. What's the other guy?
Chad Gable.
Chad Gable, Ken Shamrock.
No, because they're going to... They've already trademarked the future name for Chad Gable, which will kill his career. Shorty G. Moving on.
So, no, that's not going to happen. Surely that can't happen.
All the short jokes, and they've trademarked the name Shorty G. I know WWE trademark a lot of things for sport and or entertainment, but they're doing all of these short jokes for Chad Gable, where they made him cut his hair, get rid of his singlet. He could have been fucking New Kurt Angle, and they've ruined him.
I'm not against cutting your hair, using the singlet, whatever. I think that's fine. You need a bit of a change of character.
But calling a wrestler Shorty G...
If they go there, he's going to be Enzo Amore Mark II, which is just terrible, because, yeah. Anyway.
Hang on, what's Enzo doing these days?
Fucking... Vince locks himself in the Lion's Den cage before Shamrock can make his entrance.
Ba-bum, dang, oh,
cool
Shamrock's
music.
entrance music was very good.
Fucking A, man. So Vince has got the chain that latches the door and he's closing it and he's holding it still while Shamrock's trying to get in the cage. Shamrock eventually charges the cage door because Vince has pulled the chain out like he's going to use it to smack Shamrock. Shamrock then turns around after opening the cage door. Bit of a weird choice, don't you think? But he's got to be hit by Jeff Jarrett in the head with a chair. So that's why he's turned around. Kenny falls into the cage. Vince puts an ankle lock on Shamrock. Ref calls for the bell. What was this shit?
Fucking Shamrock screwed Shamrock.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. It was just all a bit weird. Feels like a missed opportunity almost.
Purely to set up Double J and Shamrock.
Yeah.
Again, because they're moving away. And
God, what a waste of Ken Shamrock. At this time.
Yeah, definitely.
He's come out of feuds with like Austin and Brett and people like that, and now he's like,
well, let's elevate Double J.
Okay. So the narrative is that Jeff Jarrett isn't part of the corporate ministry, so him interfering in it doesn't get fired. Fuck off, Vince Russo. So show and take. Go on. You want to say that?
No, I was just going to say, obviously, because he's going to let his mate come out and do things, isn't he?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So I wonder what Jarrett had over Vince, or the other way around, like Russo, that this happened, or what he saw in Jeff Jarrett that no one else in the world saw.
Probably because Jarrett might have been the first person to take Russo seriously as a booker, and Russo probably latched onto him, because Jeff Jarrett, being sensible politic man, would sit there and go, right, well, he's in charge, I'll be his mate.
It's always easier to latch onto the first person that like you work with than the better person maybe you're working with, because of that loyalty aspect. Like, I respect loyalty, but sometimes it has to be for the betterment of the product, you know what I mean? Whatever. Show and Taker walk around backstage, because, you know.
Russo.
Yeah, cool. Recap of Taker breaking a club over show. Describe this to me.
So, Undertaker for some reason had what I believe would be referred to as a ball bat.
Yeah, but made of balsa wood, maybe?
Definitely balsa wood. And then as he's twatted Big Show over the skull with it, I'd say maybe 12% of the ball bat flew off into the crowd. Dangerous. Don't buy those first row seats. And and the rest of the bat was like, Taker's like, oh shit.
Yeah. Didn't really work, did it?
It was very much a gimmicked ball bat.
Yeah.
But also...
to the point of like, oh, that's embarrassing.
But
looks
also...
like polystyrene, like, snapping over someone's head.
Certainly not the same length as a standard baseball bat.
No.
So I wonder again if this is an attempt to dig at Sid. Maybe it was a softball bat.
Maybe. Who knows? So Vince and Shane run away to their limo. They're out of here. Fair enough. Cool. You know, I missed these little bits, to be totally honest.
And fair play to the limo driver. That was a really narrow tunnel for it to speed through. I was like, bloody hell, I struggle in narrow country lanes in my car. Imagine doing that with a limo.
King of the Ring promo, the Mr. Ass year, if you will. Time for your main event of the evening for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship match of The Undertaker with Paul Bearer. I was going to say The Undertaker with Paul Bearer, our current champion. That doesn't make sense. The Undertaker, who is our current champion, with Paul Bearer versus The Big Show. No longer Paul White, just The Big Show now.
Yeah.
Good choice.
Yeah, because Vince McMahon apparently was saying, well, who's Paul White? That doesn't sell T-shirts.
Yeah.
You're the whole show. You're the Big Show.
Big Show's a weird name for a human being.
Yeah.
But it's got over.
Yeah. And the fact everyone knows him as Show.
The simple thing is that you could have called him fucking anything, he'd get over. He's a fucking 7 foot tall, 400-pound giant, you know?
What could have done to get him over is maybe just have him appear on pay-per-views and not appear weekly on TV and be ruined. Hi, Braun Strowman.
Yeah, be a solid face or a solid heel, you know? Oh, that sounds clever, doesn't it? You know?
Oh, hi, Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
But they are so close to saving him.
Yeah, the bits I've seen with Seth and stuff have been okay. Like, I don't know how he fits in with The Fiend and everything else.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Brock beats Kofi. Braun finally beats Brock.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because, you know, I know obviously you can't have The Fiend kicking around on Fox doing things, but Braun Strowman doing baseball commentary and promoting WWE on Fox, he's going to be on there because he's a flipping man mountain.
Cool. I've always said that Braun would be one of those guys you can put on kids' TV, whatever it would be, award shows and stuff, and he comes across like a genuinely interesting, funny sort of character, you know?
I've, being a little bit of a nerd and sometimes just needing something to switch off after work, I do watch like these table for three things that they put on the network.
I watch them quite occasionally. Yeah.
And he did one with Alexa Bliss and Ember Moon.
Okay.
And I think they were, I can't remember what American Diner they were at, but obviously it was sponsored by that show because they were ordering from the new menu.
Okay.
And basically they all ordered burgers, and Braun Strowman was like, yours looks quite good. So eats Alexa Bliss's and Ember Moon's burgers.
He's a funny dude. I think it could be a bit overbearing backstage if you're around him all the time, but as an on-screen character, just him as a human being is solely interesting.
And also, I love the fact that he has this little friendship with tiny little Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
it's so good,
cute, man. I'd be worried if I was Buddy Murphy. But you know what I mean? How did he manage that? We'll never know. Anyway, so some dude at ringside has a sign that says "Your music sucks," which we talked about earlier. Everyone's a critic, you know. JR is working so hard to make it the obvious that Show is a legit threat to Taker. I think he needs to at this point, even though, like, you know, Show being this absolute giant is an obvious threat to our world heavyweight champion at this point.
Yeah.
But he's the booking's a bit with Show up until this point, I'd say.
Well, because when he came in at Valentine's Day Massacre in '99, it was the case.
Oh, what a moment! The throw through the cage with Austin.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
And they could have made him, but then they lost interest in him. He did his thing with Mankind at WrestleMania 15, and then since then, it's like, fucking hell, what are we going to do with this lump of shit?
Yeah, sure. He's so agile. He's so big. Like, his promo is getting a bit better as well. I think you could have done something really special with this guy.
His best work came when he worked with Taker in a tag team.
Yeah, maybe.
I enjoyed that most, but that's also when Undertaker pretty much like he needs to go down to OVW and lose weight. Yeah. And I think the problem with Big Show has always been that he didn't want to be a giant. He wanted to be an athlete. He wanted to be a worker. Yeah. Great, but you shouldn't be bumping. You shouldn't be ever going off your feet unless it's a rare moment.
I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's
I know it's like
a little cliche,
an 80s concept, but it still works today.
I agree. I don't disagree at all. What I'm saying is that he's so good and so agile, like a Braun Strowman nowadays. You know what I mean? Like,
but I also wonder,
keep safe, keep your knees in good shape, all that sort of stuff. Because a guy that big having to carry that weight on those little knee joints, you know, no matter how big or strong you are, those knees and ankles are fragile. You know, like there's nothing you can do about that.
I do have another thought process for Big Show, which isn't not the right approach to have with it, but I also wonder a lot of the time with WWE they didn't ever really pull the trigger on him because of Andre. Because as soon as Andre started deteriorating, they couldn't deal with it. They couldn't cope with it.
Do you think there's an element of if you make Show your top guy, who's going to tell him that he has to put people over anymore? Because that was the problem with Andre as well. They got to the point where they just couldn't tell Andre what to do because he's Andre, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, and I think as well that
this is coming from documentaries, it's not just my opinion, you know. Yeah.
I think also with Big Show, it's the case they could never fully pull the trigger and put him as the top guy because who would legitimately beat him?
Taker, Kane, Austin, Rock, all those guys can go over.
But that's the thing though. But then you're looking at in real fight mode. He'd kill him.
You're saying that, but then like, you know, you look at the early UFCs, which are around this sort of time period. Like, it was 5-10 years, give or take. But there's definitely smaller guys beating bigger guys legitimately with technique and all that sort of stuff, you know. But you'd assume that Show can fight is the thing. He seems well trained. He's a good grappler. Like, you see the stuff he's done in the ring. If it was a legitimate fighting sport, you know he can go, you know.
Yeah, I just think that there was something.
Great Khali.
Former world champion. Who doesn't want to see a Punjabi prison match? That's the only reason why they put Jinder Mahal with the belt on him. They were like, we've still got this goddamn Punjab prison. This guy, so where's he from? Canada. Nope. Punjab. We can't put the Singh brothers in it because they're not over enough yet. Neither's Mahal.
The whole wearing a turban, even though you're not Sikh.
Well, Tiger Ali Singh. And Chaz and D'Lo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing. We haven't had any Beaver Cleavage promos today.
God. I think he's gone by this point, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, it doesn't go for long.
For 2 weeks. 2 weeks after the start of the promos.
Yeah. Didn't he do something really fucked up, I seem to remember?
What, Chaz?
Yeah, I think we've had this conversation before. Maybe I'm wrong.
Remember.
I seem to remember looking it up and I was wrong, so I'll just skip over it. So, Big Show and Taker do 90s hoss wrestling, as you might expect. Walk and brawl to ringside. They seem to spend most of the match leaning on the commentary table, kind of throwing little spots at each other and punching and things. I'm going, this is really weird. Why are they out by the commentary table for so long? And then Earl takes a huge tumble running away from Taker. I'll have another ref. It's maybe the best moment in the whole thing. Taker goes to chase him. Earl goes, whoa, and then stacks it past the camera. It's really funny. Big Show delivers on his promise earlier. But they get back in the ring. And Big Show said earlier in his promo that he was going to choke slam Taker to hell. And so he delivers on this by slamming Taker through the ring. Paul Heyman's ears just pricked up as he watches this happen. Because this is ECW all over with Bam Bam and Taz. That's the one. Yeah. And that's why they weren't in the ring for most of the match, because they were obviously sorting out this hole for them to fall through.
Someone's been gimmicking that ring.
When you see it, they've cut like almost like an S shape all around the ring to make it look like they've kind of cracked through, obviously. Yeah. I'm surprised we didn't hear someone with a jigsaw going like cutting the hole in the ring.
I think what would have happened is under the ring they would have taken out the metal frames underneath that part of the ring, rather than the supporting board. And I would have assumed earlier in the day they'd already cut out the S under the board, so they pulled out that, and then it just allowed gravity to help breaking everything else.
I was almost tempted to go back and see if anyone bumped on that part of the ring in the whole show. I bet they fucking didn't.
Probably not, actually.
Because, WWF do their job, unlike WCW. Pricks. How could they possibly have done that to Bulldog? That's the most fucked up shit ever, isn't it? Yeah, anyway. So ref calls for the bell for some reason. Because the match isn't over. It's just gone through the ring.
Well, technically, his hand's down there. 3.
He doesn't count or anything.
Wow.
Can he do that, Joe? Bradshaw walks in, gets a chokeslam for Big Show.
Oh, but you haven't done this part first. So obviously, Show's lying on still the top part of the ring. Undertaker's fallen down. And then for some reason, Big Show decides to fall in. A minute afterwards, and then it looks like he was like just stamping on the Undertaker. So almost like Undertaker was like, "Fucking come in here, fucking come in here," and then the stamping was like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh."
But isn't there a part of this story with Taker where he comes up from under the ring sometimes through the ring and stuff? Isn't this like his home almost?
Yeah,
like his grotto, his cave,
his grotto.
Oh, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird thing. The visual's kind of cool. They go through the ring.
It's the first time in a WWF situation someone's gone through the ring, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
But obviously, as you said, it's definitely ripped off Taz and Bam Bam.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And it's not done as well, I'd say.
No.
Yeah.
Because they both go down. Taz and Bam Bam were like being on his back and then jumping backs and going through that part of the ring.
Yeah, yeah. With the whole section out.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool spot.
And the reaction of the fans in ECW was much greater than the fans here. Obviously, it got a massive pop.
There was still a pop. Yeah, sure. Like the front row, there was 3 or 4 people that were like, "Oh, did you see that?" Like talking to each other and popping up.
But I think because Big Show was still up there, and then the thing with Bam Bam and Taz is that when he came back out in ECW, and then the fans popped, "He's alive!"
Yeah, yeah. That was a great moment. So ref calls for the bell, as you said. Bradshaw comes out, gets a chokeslam from Big Show. Same for Farouk. As Taker rolls out of the ring and walks to the back. Midian takes a chokeslam for good measure as well. Poor boy. Gotta say, Show is super over here.
Yeah, really, really over.
Yeah, the crowd pop hard.
Undertaker clearly didn't enjoy the match because based on his facial expression, he's walking up the ramp. He's like, "Fuck this."
Yeah, I wonder what he bumped on underneath there.
Wood.
Probably something
because he's still quite young,
shitty, you know. Yeah, I bet that wasn't fun.
That's probably why he wasn't really happy. He was like, "Come down here, Paul White."
So
you had one job.
So kind of a cool start to finish the show. As JR shouts, and we're out of here. That's the whole show.
Nice to finish as well, especially that they've had this whole thing of Austin and Undertaker, Austin McMahon, to finish it on someone else.
Yeah, a new star.
Yeah,
that can legitimately be competition for Taker.
Yeah, and that. It did the trick because, the only reason why Undertaker escaped is because he went through the ring.
Yeah, sure. And, with the ministry guys coming out, I noticed that there aren't any corporate ministry guys. It's just ministry guys. Which is already like, oh, so why did you mix the stables if they're not one stable? I don't know. I'm just being critical now. Yeah, it's all right. Not bad.
Obviously, when we went to select which trilogy we would cover, it would either be WCW beginning, middle, end, or the corporate ministry, Ministry of Darkness, really. I suggested the ministry as well because this is my favourite version of The Undertaker. The whole presentation of him, the whole druid character, his whole appearance. It was so good. And it was the ultimate foil for The Rock to transition for Austin to transition between Rock and Vince McMahon. It was a nice sort of respite for the usual feuds.
Yeah, as a kid, I absolutely adored this.
Yeah.
I remember watching it and being shocked and being pissed off when Vince unveiled himself, even though I kind of knew what was going to happen, I think. Maybe I didn't, but I'm convinced I did.
The soundbite is what made this trilogy for me, because as soon as the Greater Power's revealed, that's the death of this gimmick.
It's not just that soundbite either. You've got 2 which are like legendary. Like, where to, Stephanie? And it was me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
Yeah.
And even you all fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. You are fools, made fools of.
Yeah.
There's so many quotables in these couple of shows. And we got to see the beginning of SmackDown as well. That is a big transitional phase of WWF,
Yeah, the test run to go back to network TV for Thunder. This also led on to the Austin versus McMahon's in the ladder match where we suddenly had the raising briefcase above the ring that was never explained as who raised the briefcase when Austin went up there.
There's quite a lot of like, oh, well, if we tried this, then we can make it this person at the end or whatever, and never unveiling it because probably someone's moved companies or something, you know?
Basically, the Attitude Era was like lost. Why is there a fucking polar bear there?
It's lots of, oh, this will be great, without any sort of long-sighted, what are we going to finish with? But saying that, there are good long-term storytelling bits, and not just for one or two guys. There's 10, 15 people involved in storylines that are continuous.
Yeah.
They may not be perfect, but that's got to be pretty difficult because only like 4 or 5 people at the most are booking this. You know, it's not a team of writers at this point. There's 3 or 4 people, really.
And that's the thing which Russo, to his credit, always said. He wanted something for everyone on that roster to do. There were storylines through Heat. There were storylines through Raw, Superstars, Velocity, Ignition, whatever was on there.
Yeah.
But the thing that I've taken home most
Shotgun Saturday nights.
All in those nightclubs that Paul Heyman helped him find in the early 90s. Mm-hmm. The main thing that I've now taken rewatching the Ministry and the Corporation is I had no idea back at the time that this was an engine to get Triple H over.
Yeah, me neither.
It's phenomenal how integral that Triple H has been to this storyline and that this was used to catapult him to the main event.
What was this? Was this June? Did we
June,
say?
yeah.
Okay, so we're 8 months from him winning the main event of WrestleMania, the first ever heel to win a main event.
A McMahon in every corner. Yeah. This leads up to, obviously, they've got the Armageddon match between Triple H and Vince, what we mentioned earlier.
You get Foley in Madison Square Garden, Hell in a Cell, hardcore stuff.
Because this is another time where we're going to have a period of where Austin's out, injured. So it got to Survivor Series because that's when he got run over. I did it for The Rock.
Yeah. Because you've already had Rock and Triple H for the IC over the last couple of years, which is one of my favourite feuds of all time, that SummerSlam ladder match.
Yeah.
I fucking love that match.
Really underrated, or sometimes forgotten about ladder match.
Yeah, sure. As a kid, that was like prime pro wrestling fandom for me.
Yeah.
So that always stood out as more of a nostalgia thing. But we watched it back and it was really, really cool, you know? Did we do that for the pod? Or did I just
haven't done it yet,
I think I just watched it recently, but it's fine. I did have one thought over watching these 3 shows, kind of getting to the end of this 3rd show. It goes, I started to think about how this company won the Monday Night Wars. And then I remembered how utterly shit WCW was. Because this is lacking one major thing. And I know we've talked about it a couple of times now. There is fuck all wrestling on this wrestling show.
Yeah.
Compared to what the level that guys are at now, it's ridiculously different.
Bell to bell, as you said, like considering the opening promo was a third of the show outside of commercials, I think maybe we had 12 minutes of wrestling.
Yeah. Over like 3 shows.
But if you think that, so then that means you've got an hour and 10 minutes of promo and backstage shenanigans and entrances.
It's a lot to take in. Like I for nostalgia's sake, I enjoy doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Knowing what was going to happen makes the stories a lot less interesting.
Yes. And if you look at it now today, because this is the problem they've got, where they don't have as much storytelling, because they've got more wrestling, because they've got the best wrestlers on their roster than they've ever had.
Yeah.
They just don't have the best storytellers. And also, you've got a team of writers who can't write for shit.
It feels like it.
But because of that...
I know it's a big statement, but it's kind of true.
But because of that, you get 50-50 booking, because everyone has to be strong, in case they need to be slotted into it, because Vince McMahon does not want to have another Rock, John Cena situation where it's a case of, I've put all my eggs in one basket, and now they fucked off to Hollywood. He now wants cookie cutter wrestling, so it's a case of, right, John Cena's out, so we'll put in Seth Rollins. We'll put in Roman Reigns.
I'm not sure I agree with that. I think cookie cutter's not doing it justice. I think they've got such a varied roster.
Well, they've got a varied roster, but when it comes to storytelling, it doesn't matter who goes where, because they've not got anyone. The reason why people like us are really into Bray Wyatt is that he's not being shoved down our throats. He's being portrayed in no one can beat him. The only thing they did...
What a revelation, really. It's been so long since you had someone like that.
And that's the problem. You haven't had anyone like that. And like we alluded to earlier in the pod, hopefully this is where they're going, because obviously Fox are going to want sport. So they're going to want decent wrestling for decent time. So they're not going to be as concerned of the storytelling. But it's going to be interesting to see how, from next Wednesday, how it compares with AEW, who are already showing win-loss records on entrance ribbons for the wrestlers.
Yeah.
Because that promotion, wins and losses matter. And I'm hoping because of the Fox link and they want it to be portrayed more as a real sport and more athleticism, wins and losses are actually going to matter. Because why are you going to get behind? I mean, don't get me wrong, my football team just lost a shitty penalty shootout to a bunch of arse bandits. No offence to arse bandits.
I say what? Colchester, don't call it them. But in your team.
Yeah.
Sorry, God.
But, you know, why are people ever going to get behind athletes who are like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss? You want to get behind it. Why did people get behind Conor McGregor? It wasn't because, I mean, yeah, he has a promo, but it's because he won all the time. Why did people get behind Anderson Silva? He didn't have a promo because he won every time.
At the same time, does this not book yourself into a bit of a corner? That if you have a guy like, let's take Jungle Boy, who you want to get over as a bit of an underdog, but as a face, you know, he's definitely a face, you know.
Yeah.
You can't have him win every week because you can't put him over every other heel in the business, otherwise you're going to have serious problems. So he's going to be almost 50-50, you'd imagine, winning and losing here and there.
But he's not going to be a main event player.
I don't know, man. He could be.
He's not going to be a main event player.
In the same way that Jeff Hardy didn't seem like a main event player to start with, but then when he got to that point where, like, you know, he's looking pretty damn good and Taker starts to put him over, there's a top name there. I feel Jungle Boy has that potential.
He won't be for the first 3 years of that company.
We're getting into way too But the point being that if you have a guy that has like 5 wins, 5 losses, then like UFC guys, then they're okay. They're mediocre.
Yeah.
You're shoving that mediocrity in front of people's faces and their results, their roster. You know what I mean? And that gets them stuck there a bit, maybe. Like,
That's why I'm saying for Fox, that's what they're going to need to matter.
Maybe.
Because they're mediocre.
I don't know about this whole... I think wins and losses do need to matter. I'm not sure we should be highlighting them so much.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with AEW, if you imagine they have a 10-year run.
Yeah.
This man's had 425 wins and 312 losses.
Yeah. Could be a bit excessive sometimes, you know?
Yeah. I think the win-losses for AEW will die out, but it's interesting times. But looking back to it then, when it was successful, and looking back to it now where it's the most profitable company the company has ever been, partly due to dirty blood money and partly due to excellent sports deals and marketing. Yeah. None of this would fly in today's market because everyone in the case of why we only had a 3-minute match and just lots of talking. Yeah. That's always a criticism of modern day WWE where Triple H or Cena would come out, open the show, cut a 25-minute promo and be crap, say the same thing all the time. Yeah. So I look back at the Ministry of Darkness with fondness. I look back at the sound bites of what they were. The best version of The Undertaker is this version of The Undertaker, in my opinion. It elevated Triple H. It's still a great time for the business, but if you were watching this for wrestling rather than storytelling, not questionably good storytelling, because there are many, many plot holes we touched on earlier. Yeah. We need to not keep covering the Attitude Era.
Isn't there an element of you look back at it and you're like, how did my parents let me watch this?
Yeah.
Some of it's really fucked up. And a lot of it is, it's not competitive wrestling. It's just bullshit in between, like 1 minute nothingness. Yeah. And like how you could ever suspend your disbelief for like an Al Snow Droz match and be like, oh, that seems legit. You know?
I'm glad they used that plant pot and that bit of art.
Okay, so in terms of like real positives about this time period, everyone's got storylines. It's the land of giants. Everyone looks like big, scary professional wrestlers. I like that. You know what I mean? It looks like something I couldn't do. Yeah. You know? I think with enough training and enough whatever, you could be a modern wrestler. Anyone could be almost, you know? So there's elements of that I like, that kind of like supernatural element almost to it, you know? So there's lots of positives I like. I just want there to be more wrestling. That's the only thing. If this had like, you know, 1 or 2 really solid matches across these 3 shows, I'd be totally into it.
Yeah, but they don't. But again, at the time, they were saving it for pay-per-view.
Cool. What about overall rating for the 3? We'll do this individual show, then we'll talk about the storyline a little bit.
Individual show, 2 to be generous. Purely because of the soundbite.
Yeah, I think I'm 2 still as well.
2 cornflakes for me.
Every one of these shows have been pretty low. You know? What about cornet meter? Not so high for this match, I found.
No, not this
the show.
Not this time round. I mean, maybe you could have it a little bit for
the women involvement and the hose and stuff like that. You know, there's quite a bit of bullshit, but even that is still reasonably logical.
Yeah.
There's no, like, you know...
It's the lowest cornet of the three.
Yeah, sure.
But the storyline...
Yeah.
How would you rate the storyline?
Right. So in overall, I think we need to give it, like... I'd say a 3.
You're wrong, it's 5.
As a kid, I was giving it 5 for sure. But I look back and analysing the logic of it, there's
it's fucking
great
awful.
deal of logic. The bit I do love about it is the segments and things like Triple H's selling and the seriousness of Undertaker and Vince and Shane in the ring together and the revelation about how good Stephanie is.
Yeah.
Like, there's lots of positives here that are going to lead into really good stuff. How much is this the turning point where WWF starts to get a bit shit?
I would say once Austin becomes injured, it's when it turns to shit.
Okay.
Because then you're a McMahon in every corner. Linda's involved a bit more. This then leads on to Rikishi being one of the top guys. I did it for The Rock.
Yeah.
You've given the belt to Big Show at Survivor Series
and
when
then,
he cries and vomits a little bit on the belt.
And this leads into the land of Vanilla Giants.
Yeah.
Which is like their very worst time period, in my opinion.
Because this is when you then lead into the OVW. Almost Freudian slipped in that company I don't work for anymore. This is when the like OVW big boys start coming up a bit more. So you've got your Leviathans, you've got Prototype, you've got Randy Orton. But at the same time, you're then getting Heidenreich, Snitsky, and it's just...
Even like Orton's, Batista's, Edge, Cena at the top of your card.
Yeah.
Just guys for Triple H to go over, basically.
Well, if you think the early 2000s now, if you look at that, so you go to WrestleMania 2000, which was obviously where we had our McMahon in every corner, all the way now to 17, still the greatest Mania, in my opinion, because it still had Austin and Rock at the top, and the whole show was brilliant. But after that, you then go maybe 7 years, I'd say, until you start getting back into...
It really is.
Big Match John.
Yeah. I like John Cena now. I fucking hated him back then.
Oh, I've always liked John Cena. I've always think he's got a bad rap. But the turning point from that dark doldrum was Flair HBK at WrestleMania 24. So you basically go...
There's always moments of greatness throughout these shows.
But that's when you started getting compelling storyline and Long's telling storyline.
Yeah,
the Ric Flair being like, I've got to retire... Flair Undertaker at 18 was passable because he beat up David Flair at training, which was always good fun.
Yeah.
But
Taker HBK.
Yeah.
You get the
that's
DX reformations and feuds there. You get Rock coming back to do stuff. Like, it gets interesting.
Yeah. But that's what I said. Until you get to 24 and then 25. So 24, you've got HBK and Flair. Ignore the moment. And then...
Cena Miz?
No, that was 26.
Okay, which one was 24?
24. Oh my god,
I'm not good with this sort of statistics. My memories are terrible.
I think it might have been Cena Triple H, possibly. No, that might have been 23 with the Tommy gun bit. By the way, it was shit because although it did have Big Show Mayweather at 24.
Yeah,
which is good. But then 25, you main event with
good. Sorry, carry on.
Orton Triple H. Ignore that. But that's the first HBK Undertaker 1 Mania. 26, headlined by HBK Undertaker 2. 27, Austin Miz. So,
Cena Miz. Yeah.
Austin Miz. Fuck, that's gone wrong. Cena Miz. Then you had Cena Rock.
Yeah. Do you think it's lack of narrative? Do you think it's reliability on sports? Or do you think it's the writing that's more sort of the problem that leads to this issue of like this kind of 7 to 10 year period of like a bit bland kind of corporate stuff?
They didn't have good wrestlers, and the wrestlers they brought through couldn't speak on the microphone.
So you think it's more about the talent than the writing?
Yeah, because...
Or like the amount of television they have to produce every week?
I think the television doesn't help, but I think it's down at that stage, it was to the athletes. Because you said, like, you look at Triple H, we're going to put you in a cast. This is a bullshit idea. But you know what? I'm going to fucking get it over.
Yeah.
Gets it over. I think the problem is at that time from like the early 2000s to like the late noughties, fucking hate calling it that. The late 2000s.
2000s, yeah.
It was down to piss poor wrestlers who couldn't tell a story and also couldn't work because they got thrown to the main event because they were big boys.
God bless CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness, Samoa Joe, all these guys that came up for the indie and changed that, you know.
Well,
I love those guys. They saved pro wrestling for me.
The pipe bomb saved pro wrestling.
Fucking A, man.
Because had Punk not done that...
We owe those guys so much. We owe a guy like Paul Heyman so much.
Because we're essentially saying, I want CM Punk to go into this thing and I want him to choke out the Big Show in 10 seconds with the Anaconda Vice.
Mate, imagine we were still sitting here in this land of vanilla giants with nothing happening and just the same fucking bullshit week to week. It'd be terrible.
Yeah, it'd be
Pro
awful.
wrestling's amazing right now.
Next
there's
week...
lots of bad stuff.
Yeah.
But watching a show, you're going to get 4 or 5 solid matches.
Next week is going to be probably, since we were younger, the greatest week of professional wrestling ever.
Could be right up there. We will find out, I guess.
Because if Monday Night Raw doesn't shit the bed on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw, I love the fact they just, there's a season premiere, which means our deal with Papa Roach has run out.
Is this week the AEW debut?
So from Monday we've got Raw with the season premiere.
Then SmackDown.
SmackDown on Friday.
Oh, Friday, sorry, yep.
And then you've got AEW going head-to-head with NXT. NXT's first full 2 hours in USA.
Okay.
At the moment, they're having to go 1 hour
That was dumb as fuck. I watched the show on the television and was like, oh, that was good. Turned it off, looked the next morning, like, there was another hour? What happened?
Yeah, the first hour, which you missed.
I watched the first hour.
Oh, you watched the USA
the
Network
second
version?
Hour.
Why the hell did you watch that?
Streamed it, mate.
Oh, of course, yes, because we watch USA Network here.
Of course. If it's not available, I'm like, it's on USA Network. The first hour, USA Network, NXT. I'm like, oh, we've got to check that out. Watched it, got to the end of the show. No one went, now go to the WWE Network, but you can watch the second hour. Like, they didn't say it.
How did you not suddenly
what the fuck, man?
Did you not suddenly think to yourself, bloody hell, I must have fallen asleep for Matt Riddle versus Killian Dane in the main event they've been pimping for the first part of it?
What makes you think I pay attention to all the shit in between? I'm just there for the wrestling.
Because it's good, decent commentators in Beth Phoenix.
Sure, but like, well, yeah. The other two are good. You know. Yeah, but that annoyed me anyway. So, are we going to do that this week?
Do what?
Any of those shows? It's quite an important week.
Well,
in pro
because
wrestling.
by the time we do the show,
yeah,
we record on Wednesdays, so AEW wouldn't have had their first show yet.
Fuck, okay.
But because
what are we doing next week?
Next week we're going to tolerate the commentary. We're going to do the Yokozuna Memorial Show.
Are we? I'm not sure I can listen to that audio.
Mute it then.
It's kind of important. It's such a bad rip that you found. It was like for 2 hours. I'm not sure I can deal with that, man.
We will pick something interesting.
Yeah.
By the way,
I'm up for doing the show. It's not the problem. It's a WXW Yokozuna Memorial Show. Could it be any fucking weirder? I'm totally in. It's just that audio. Like, I like my ears.
We'll have a think. However, we will not be doing someone, which is very nice. And again, we said like on the Facebook page, someone at the SCPW show who will remain nameless because I fear what they would have suggested will maybe cause offence to some people.
Okay.
They suggested that we cover, out of interest and a bit of career retrospect, 3 memorial shows.
Fuck that. No. We're not doing multiple shows in the first place. Memorial shows. God damn, that'd be terrible.
Well,
depressing as fuck.
You think that's... Well, wait till you hear what the ones I suggested.
Right.
So obviously the classic one would be the Owen Hart. To also do a career retrospective of Owen Hart.
I know where this is going.
Brian Pillman.
All right, yeah.
Which would have been nice.
I love Pillman.
But I've realised they don't have a Brian Pillman retro.
No.
They did 10 Bell Salute.
Right.
So the person should have suggested maybe Eddie Guerrero.
Oh yeah, that's a better memorial show, I guess. Memorial show is fuck.
And they did 2. And then they obviously unsurprisingly suggested He Who Shall Not Be Mentioned because you cannot find that show anywhere, but you fucking can.
This is the sound of me hitting my face against a microphone.
Yeah. So as I said to that person at the time, I appreciate we want people to make suggestions, and I don't have issue if you ever suggest a show with Benoit in. That's not a problem because it's Benoit the wrestler,
fine.
Not Benoit the person.
Yeah, sure.
But as a rule of thumb, we want to cover shows, or we might do a career retrospective of someone at some point who we both are very passionate about.
Those memorial shows have fuck all narrative. It would just be us going, this is sad, isn't it?
Remember when blank wrestler did this?
Here, I'll do those 3 shows for you right now. Pillman was really fucking good. Shame he went a bit crazy and died. You know what I mean? That sucked. Owen, he was really fucking good. They should have sorted that rigging out, shouldn't they? The fucking cunts, you know? Benoit. Yep. Let's move on, shall we?
Oh, as a quick side,
There's your fucking trilogy for you.
as a quick side note, though, I know we've run quite long on this.
Yeah.
And we've talked about other things. I've seen something crop up online, which is sort of linked to this topic of the memorial shows.
Right.
Benoit's son is trying to make it in the wrestling business, and a lot of promoters have been blacklisting him.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think if Benoit's kid wants to wrestle...
There's so many horrible jokes right now that I'm not going to make. Carry on, please.
If a member of Benoit's family wants to wrestle, he should be allowed to wrestle.
I want to make bad jokes.
Please do
I
not...
want to make bad jokes. Please let me make bad jokes.
No, we cannot make bad jokes.
Can we end the podcast so I can make them to you at least?
Find me on social media at the Tex Williams on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Fanboy Rich on Twitter and Instagram. World of Rest Podcast on Twitter. worldofwrestlingpodcast.com is the best place to find all the subscription services we have out there in terms of all the podcast apps and shit. If we're not on an app that you use, please let us know.
And I'm now off to listen to really bad Benoit jokes.
Goodbye, everybody. I cut the bit just before this because that was fucked up. See you later.
See you later.
I'm not putting that in.
That's fine.
Definitely not putting
That's
that
fine.
in. You can't say that on a podcast.